Yeah. You could quite easily put it with any strand on the planet and it would really, really work.
Yeah.
But that and the previous strand, I would definitely have a triple layer, and I'd pop them in randomly and try and get a triple, you know, with the chain that we had at the beginning, at 12 o'clock hour, when you can just pop that at the back. So with that previous strand and that strand, you're going to get your 3 levels from it. And just do them randomly, don't over-organise them, do them and it will be stunning.
Yeah, really capture the light. I mean, I don't think many people on this planet will be able to bring this kind of or afford this kind of carat weight in a diamond. Very, very, very few. But the fire that you're going to get from quality quartz like this, and again, natural quartz, not treated in any way, shape or form, as it glides across and bounces off every single one of those fabulous facets. And again, they're bi-prisms. I love the fact that you've got some which are elongated ever so slightly. They're all individual shapes. Big pendants. Big pendants. You could just simply take one of those and pop it on maybe an elongated length neckline piece, and it looked fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I've not seen this shape of shape or size in I don't know how long. They are genuine gemstones. If you think about that size of a genuine gemstone, that's what you actually expect to get in. You know, you expect to see that in your. I'm trying to think, museums. Mm-hmm. You do, don't you? Mm-hmm. Maybe just, oh, look. Martha owns this strand. Should be £19.95. Last of stock opportunity, last in stock, grab it whilst you can. If ever there was a boutique strand for our Linda,
whoa.
I think this is it right now, £14.95. And to be honest, Linda, there's going to be lots of boutique strands coming out throughout the course of the day. £14.95, £5 reduction instantaneously. Look at the fire, look at the crystal clear clarity. And because they are big individual gemstones, if there were multiple inclusions, black marks, cloudy like inclusions, feather like inclusions, look, you can see that fire reflecting across the surface of the desk even, they would stand out like a sore thumb. Imagine these in the summer when we start to get a little bit of sunshine here in the UK, which I think is about due now, don't you? I know we're not literally over winter as of yet, but I start looking forward to spring then. As soon as January arrives, I start looking forward to the spring, and I can just imagine it's the season of rebirth, and it's the season of you know, it's fresh. I can just imagine these dangling in a window, so when the light sort of comes in, glides in through the bedroom and just captures one of those facets. Yeah, Ben is saying, and you start hearing the birds in the morning. I love that. Could this be the most incredible cocktail ring? Yeah, it would say that, Martha. Martha has said, woof. I think it would say that as a cocktail ring, don't you?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Prong setting with Alison Tarry. She's got a recent DVD, teach you how to do that exactly. I'm going to be really boring and say I would personally use them in my home decor. Imagine these as maybe as light pulls.
Yeah, there's sort of a dangle from a blind, you know, the blind puller and things. But also things like in the shops at the moment with handbags and that, they're very into their handbag charms again.
Yeah.
So something like that on a black evening bag.
Oh,
just
amazing.
Just one on a chain. That's all it needs.
Amazing, fabulous, and especially at £14.95. Well done, well done, well done. Moving on to, now, Brummy, we did say this was going to be, I've got to stop calling you Brummy on there.
It's great.
Sorry, do you mind being called Brummy?
Not at all, no, and I've had it for years. It's fine, it's very affectionate.
It is a term of infection, you know that, you know that. You know I love you. Now, these are exquisite. Wait. Have you seen how round they are? These are half-drilled pearls, but they're not buttons to me. To me, these aren't buttons. Can I just hold them up? They're not buttons, are they? Okay. All right, they've kind of got a flat bum. So perfect for your studs. Let's hold one of these up to the ear. The blue is just stunning. Let me just hold these up to the ear. Look, look, look. Look amazing, don't they? In the ear. Oh! Man down! Man down. But can I just show you how round these are? It's because I'm using the wrong style of tweezers. Sorry, darling. Using the wrong style of tweezers, but look at these. I'm sorry, is that a round? I love this colour combination. Okay, how could we make a finding for this?
Okay.
They're half drilled, so there's a drill hole halfway into the gemstone.
Right. If you actually have, and I know we haven't got them in stock at the moment, but if you've actually got the specific findings for them, they have to be glued in anyway. So don't be frightened of that. If you haven't got the specific findings for half drilled gemstones, then just a head pin. Here we go. A head pin. So find the correct head pin and try and make it a tighter fit as possible. A tiny, tiny amount of glue on the end of the head pin so that it fixes just into the half drilled hole, and just make that probably one of the jolly glues, like super jolly glue. Yeah. And
E6000 we've got here.
Yeah, that's perfect. And just let that go set for about 5 minutes, and then you're ready to go. And then all you need to do then is either a simple loop or a wrapped loop. If you want them as a stud, then you could still use your head pin if you've got any little butterflies around. Because they will fit.
Yeah,
because you
absolutely.
can just pinch the butterflies together if they're a little bit loose. But also with those, the perfect one, I demonstrated how to make one, I think sometime in November it was, one of the shows in November, where you can make these really popular earrings that you can see the gemstone on the outside of the ear as normal, and then it comes around the back.
Yeah,
and then
I love that.
The gemstone pops in. So you can make them like that as well, but have a little wrapped loop on the one end so that you've got a dangle if you haven't got the specific.
Love it.
Because obviously it's got to go in and out.
Absolutely adore these. They're always very popular. It's a very easy way of making a piece of jewellery with relatively no time whatsoever invested. 15 pieces you are getting in total, so that's pendants or earrings. These are coming your way at a staggering 60 pence each. Wow. For genuine cultured pearls. You don't see that beautiful blue, you don't see that shape every single day. They're a very wearable size as well, 8 to 6 millimeters in their size. The white pearls, they are saying they are round, and you've got your blue pearls, the freshwater blue pearls are actually saying they're buttons. So absolutely, and I agree, I totally concur, they're perfect rounds. I'm glad I actually checked the graphics, because they look perfect rounds to me. And then your button shape in your gorgeous blue. Maybe you know somebody that's getting married and this is their bridal colours. Maybe you know someone that just adores their pearls. And by the way, that does tend to be most women out there, I think, of any age, of any generation. We all love our pearls, don't we? This is a great way to bring a piece of jewellery using genuine gemstones at a super affordable price tag. I mean, I ask you, if you went into your local jeweller and saw a pair of cultured pearls in this size, in sterling silver, maybe with some butterfly post backs, would you expect them to be, and I'm just talking about 2 of those, would you expect them to be £8.95? Would you expect those to be $8.95 in a jeweller? No, of course we wouldn't, because we know they're genuine gemstones and they are the real deal. They are real pearls. But that's not $8.95 for 2. That's $8.95 for all 15 of these. Tons of you there. Again, pearls we never fall out of love with. If you go through all the different generations, all the different centuries, we've always absolutely been in love with pearls, and I don't think that's ever going to change. So much so, I keep saying, Martha, I think that pearls are going to be our voted our most popular gemstone. Do you know the results? You have to tell me. Why can't you tell me? I reckon I'm right. I reckon. Fabulous. Now we have got a hot pick coming your way. So if you thought we'd peak too soon, absolutely not. I want these. I really, really, really want these. Martha, how much are these going to? I would pay that for one of these. Now, Martha had the silver colour last night as a star buy, flew. This afternoon you've got the rose, I'm bringing you the yellow gold. Oh, these are stunning. Linda, have you ever seen these bracelets?
No, it's a first. I've actually seen them when I've watched the show, but I've not seen them. Wow.
You're getting 5.
They're just from a beginner's point of view, they're a perfect foil for a charm bracelet.
Yeah.
But also just exquisitely on their own as well.
I'd wear it like so.
Yeah, but you one of those large prisms that you just had, just one. That's all. So you can fill it again, or you can just put one discreet or one oversized gemstone. Perfect.
Linda.
Yeah.
Martha has been very busy over Christmas. She has. You've seen her. She's been here on screen.
Oh.
And she said, I've made a mistake. 100% genuine mistake. What are these going to then, Martha? They were meant to... These should be well over £20. But Martha has actually forgotten to change the price. And once we go live, we cannot change it. And look at everybody at home that already knows this, by the way. You're getting 5 complete finished pieces of jewellery for not £20. Let's go. How many have we got, Martha? 52. We're down to 20 remaining. This is an incorrect price. Martha has been very busy. We are only human at the end of the day, and there are only so many minutes in the day. After all, £15. That's £3 per sterling silver bracelet. Please check out, otherwise you're going to miss out. Christina, Bedfordshire, hello to you. Karen, Carrie Matt, Karine, hello to you. Manchester, Deborah, Glenda, Lynn, Joanne, Jill and Stephen, Catherine, Surrey, Katie, Christine, there was 2 Christines there. Barbara, hello to you. Katie, sorry, I can't physically keep up with all of your names, but it will sell out. There were 52 of these ones, and that's not nearly enough. Susan in Derbyshire says, thank you, Elle, got mine. Aren't they? I want them too, but I'm not even going to entertain. Sold out, gone. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. £15. How about, wait. Okay, I was lucky enough, privileged, and it was an honour to launch this gemstone and this colour of gemstone on the US channel. And it was, to date, one of the most successful launches that we had of any gemstone. Now, that's not down to me, it's down to the gem itself. Because Zircon, we've heard of Zircon previously before, we know it's the oldest material on the planet, 4.4 billion years old. I often refer to it as the very beginning of beauty, because I think this gemstone actually, if you think about it, long before any horizon, long before any big beautiful scenery or, I don't know, sunrise, this gemstone started its journey. So the very beginning of beauty, that's what I always refer it to at. But out of all the different colours that you can get in Zircon, it can be colourless, it can be a sort of cinnamon or champagne hue. The most popular globally is this beautiful, exquisite celeste blue, heavenly blue, which I think is so incredibly apt. This is last in stock. There is no other gemstone, in my eyes, that deserves more prestige than Zircon, because very clever marketing that De Beers actually introduced with diamonds, where they said diamonds are forever, probably the most successful marketing scheme, I don't know, that they'd ever that any company's put together. it's not, in my eyes, it's not diamonds that are forever, it's zircons that are forever, because you think about what this gemstone has withstood over so many years, the pressures, the intensities, the heats, but out of all the colours, this is the most desired globally. Not only that, you've got a location which is certainly recognised as producing some of the finest Sri Lankan sapphire, or Ceylon, which is often referred to when it comes to the gemstones from that location. Of course, Sri Lanka was once known as Ceylon as a country, but when it comes to the gemstones, they've just kept basically that location. Why do we love zircon? Because of its sparkle, because of its double refraction, the fact that this is, natural? Natural blue zircon? I've never seen natural blue zircon.
I was just about to say that.
I've never, it's always heat treated. Mm-hmm. I've never seen natural blue zircon.
No, I haven't, and I've seen a lot of gemstone. I have never seen natural blue zircon. In fact, to be truthful with you, I personally haven't seen the heat treated blue. Wow, just when you dangled that there.
Yeah. Suspended with the sparkle. Beautiful. I know. Linda, I'll never forget that launch that I did for Steve on the USA channel, and what we had, we'd never seen it before, and they've been established for, the USA channel and the UK channel has been established for 11 years now, not the USA, sorry, the UK channel, 11 years. The USA was 4 years, but I've never seen a showcase like it. Literally every piece on, gone, sold out, on, gone, sold out. And it's because of the popularity of this colour. But I'm pretty certain, if I recall, that zircon was actually was heat treated, and that's absolutely fine. It's almost a given. It's almost a given that it will be. Fabulous fire. Yeah, Linda's right. When you actually suspend it, you see that gorgeous sparkle. I would keep it like so. Very, very, very simple. Loads of you there. Wait until the sunshine starts to appear as well. Wait until the sun starts to break through those clouds, and you start warming your skin again. This zircon, you cannot fail to notice it, even from great different distances. 74 carats. Guess what? It's coming up as a price slash as well. Supposed to be £73.95. Listen, every bone in Martha's body is saying, I really do not want to price slash this strand. However, she's forced to. She has to. £59.95. My goodness, can I just say, if you've been with me this morning and you've managed to get hold of this, the aquamarine, in fact, I'm going to bring that combination on the back of the hand. If you manage to get, wait, sapphire. Martha's saying, wow, what is that? Gorgeous sapphire. Can you imagine this combination? Does it get any better than that? I mean, okay, I can't remember how much, this is probably about £200 worth, I think. Probably less than that, actually. Less than £200. But, my goodness, sapphire was earlier on today. Double treble, luxury duo. Is there still some of those available? It's cashmere, isn't it? Anyway, I digress. Yes, cashmere sapphire blues. But look at the combination and how high-end those opportunities are. Wow. This is going to sell out. It's all going to be on and gone, and you won't see it at this price tag. Susie, Maureen, Yulia, well done. Fabulous. We've taken a massive hit in terms of its price tag. And Martha was saying, I don't want to do this, but I have to, because another producer has actually, who shall remain nameless, but has actually price slashed it. Cheryl, Isabel, Patricia, Fiona, Sandra, you're very close to getting hold of it. Don't leave it to chance. Use that money back guarantee. You've got until the 31st of January to fall in love with this piece. It's going to take you seconds. Honestly, it's going to be love at first sight, without shadow of a doubt. Well done to each and every single one of you. Now, one more opportunity before our stunning champagne pearls. And I'm going to bring you, because I'm thinking, if you've got the aquamarine, if you've got those emeralds, if you've got those sapphires, if you manage to get hold of that zircon, you want to be able to see those pieces. You certainly want to be able to show them off, especially if you are a business. This is something that I would elevate. You know, you'd have up there something that is within sort of eyesight and is really going to grab the attention. Then this is what you need. These are a white leatherette, my most popular, my favourite of your display busts. Now these have got the toggle clasp at the back, so they are adjustable as well, perfectly adjustable. So sometimes you haven't got the width in wherever you're actually standing them. So if I just turn this one round just here, you adjust it like so, and it can fit on the smallest little lip if you like. Love them, Irene says, in County Armagh. I agree. Perfect for travelling as well. Perfect for folding them up. Patricia has said, very pleased with how flat they pack away. Absolutely. Do you know, get this, I had to change my car because of the display bus that I used to have to use. I didn't have these then. I didn't know, this was long before Jewellery Maker days, but I had to buy a new car because the display bus took up so much space. It took up so much space. These, look. How easy is that? How easy is that? And they wipe clean as well. They're the luxury leatherette display bus. So those of you that may be thinking about doing your summer fates, those of you that commission pieces of jewellery, you know, when you get in front of, you actually get in front of your customers, you want to actually display them in a nice way. The white as well really complements the majority of gemstones out there. It's my favourite colour, and actually complements all the precious metals. I agree, Ben. I prefer pieces of jewellery on white than I do on black, personally. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
I mean, granted, if you've got...
You know, there's an 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
Where there's 80% and there's 20% of something entirely opposite. Okay, so you either love something. Generally, 80% of the public will like something, generally, and 20% won't. So it always errs on the side of that. So I think you're right. I think 80% would prefer white every time. Yes. Every time. It's normally because when you're displaying jewellery, it's against another background. Yeah. Particularly if you're selling your jewellery, you've got another background to consider. So white is easy on the eye, really. Yeah. Absolutely, and the majority of them will help it stand out, won't it? Exactly. It's going to elevate it, 100%. If you go on to pretty much, if you go on to Jewellery Maker Facebook page, all of our guest designer pieces predominantly are photographed on white. You're getting the 3 sets, the small, medium and the large, perfectly transportable. Your pearls are coming up next. Can you imagine the pearl necklace that you're about to acquire with that luxury toggle clasp displayed around this stunning bust? $12.95, not for one, but $12.95 for all 3 of these leatherette displays. I can't stress how good these are, and it sounds like, gosh, Ellen, you always get a little bit carried away when it comes to these, but I do. Do you know why? Because the slightest detail, attention to detail on the back, the fact that they've got that little toggle clasp, so the fact that they can be adjusted like so. So I haven't got this space, this width maybe on a shelf to actually display a necklace. So I can just simply take my toggle clasp, pull it up like so, and it's still going to stand secure. Also, the fact that you have got a hinge rather than glue. The glue under heat melts. It does. It takes a lot of stress as well. Yeah. And it hasn't got that much give to it in a situation like that. So over time, over wear, then, you know, they will gradually weaken if you have got sort of the glue. These are real luxury. Well done. Absolutely incredible. Now it's time, and I'm really excited to bring this because throughout the course of the morning I haven't brought you a huge amount of pearls. The actual kit, I think, was a sold out. I don't know. But of this size, this sheer quality, it does take me back to my younger days. Now, I was very lucky when I started, and I do really count my blessings. I am one of those type of people that I wake up and I'm grateful for what I got. I try and always be sort of upbeat, you know, glass is half full, not half empty, even when there are negatives going on. And I'm very fortunate to work in an industry that is not just a job, it is an absolute passion for me. And from the age of 18, I stepped into this wonderful jewellery, the jewellery industry rather, and I stepped into an industry, a company that, well, let's just say my standards
my expectations were set at a very, very, very high level instantaneously, because we used to deal with some very, very, very wealthy customers. So the quality of the gemstones, the quality of the pieces of jewellery were there. And I can remember, you know, as a youngster, I used to sort of stand in a jeweller's thinking, oh, look at that lady's diamonds, look at that lady's emeralds and rubies. And, you know, I'd be in complete awe. And often was quite intimidated by these our own customers. Pearls always grabbed my attention, because there was one display, what they call stand, I suppose, which was probably no wider than the table that I am sort of sat behind right now, and it was all exclusively cultured pearls. So every day, on a daily basis, it was my job, because I love pearls, to actually display them. These cultured pearls, which, yes, some were with 18 karat gold, some have diamonds sort of encased and embedded into the beautiful gemstones, were of a 5-figure price tag. Now, I'm not saying that these are a 5-figured strand, and thankfully not, because then that would probably eradicate most of us, myself most definitely, from this opportunity. But what I am saying is that you are getting an opportunity to own exemplary quality. One of my biggest, I guess, claims to fame would be the fact that one of our most recognised football stars actually bought a pearl necklace for his lovely, lovely wife from myself and the boss, of course, the owner of the shop. Now, I can't stress, I know it costs money, but if at some point you can invest in appraisals, then most definitely do it, because this is going to be absolutely incredible, and it is your next star buy. On the back of everything that I've just said, and listen, it does. Martha, who wasn't, you know, we haven't had a chance to actually to prep. I knew this was coming your way at a super affordable price tag. I was not expecting that, though. Martha, on Christmas Day, I had my family and Tom's family around, and I was talking to, I mentioned pearls, and I was talking about 2 strands of pearls that I've managed to get from JM, and I said, listen, I'm going to restrand them myself. One of them I'm in the process of doing. I'm going to restrand them myself. I'm also searching for a 9 karat gold clasp for another one. I want to actually have a vintage clasp, and I'm going to have it valued. I don't mind paying for it, because I know from my experience, I can't say what I think this will be valued at, but I know what I have is going to be something which I'm going to come back at absolutely a price point which is no reflection of the truth of what you're about to pay. Now, these come direct from the Hong Kong Trade Fair. So Paula Bennett was alongside Steve Bennett, was alongside some of our most recognized gem buyers here at Jewellery Maker. She really, and she said, listen, share with our customers about this. This was a parcel that we had to really go to town with, and it was a direct battle between JM and what was then our sister channels. You know, is it going to be sort of commissioned in your 14 karat gold and your 18 karat gold? And I'm just talking about what was us then as a family jeweler. But there were also other jewelers outside of Jewellery Maker family that were trying to get hold of this. You've got to think about this. If you walk down Bond Street and saw, take all of the sort of graphics and everything around me. If we were meeting face to face on Bond Street, Hatton Garden, I don't know, wherever, anywhere, with a really luxurious label above it, the ones I used to work at, you know, and I used to sell Cartier, Bulgari, I used to sell Piaget jewellery, Roberto coin. The price tags were very rarely in triple figures, very rarely. They were normally sort of 4 figures up. And your pearls, well, you could go to another level then. Now, if you imagine us in that scenario right now, and you imagine these knotted with the quality and the skill that you've already got, maybe associated with a gold clasp. That's why I'm looking for a clasp that I really love. With this strand, I've got no hesitation in saying that they deserve that. No hesitation whatsoever. If you got this home, and would you truthfully expect it to be, and I'm going to put it out there. Can I put it out there, Martha? I reckon this... Wait. That's what it's supposed to be? I was about to say I don't think this would reach anything less than £500. I really don't. In my opinion. Don't forget 300% price markup. This is a price drop. We're not even stopping here. I haven't even shown you the strand. Wow. Linda. I'm getting them. 100%. 100%.
Wow.
Look how beautifully spherical they are.
I think... Sorry, I've just been rendered speechless. I'll get my act together in a minute.
This is not even your price, £21.95.
I know, that's why I'm speechless to think where it's going.
Not shell pearls. Look how spherical they are.
They're just classic, aren't they, really? A classic pearl.
Yeah.
But size-wise, they're not the
Oh, gosh, no,
pearl.
it's rare to see this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, and I'm going down to London at the end of the month, and I'll take pictures. I will. I'll take pictures. I'll get Tom to take pictures. I'll take pictures of the prices the pearls can be in Bond Street and Hatton Garden. I will, because I used to. Part of my job back in the day when I was I started at 18 years old. So if you think there was a lot of trust put on my shoulders right back then, part of my job was to actually communicate and also to commute between where we were, the shop where we were, down to Hatton Garden and actually swap pieces of jewellery. So say for example you had a Hollywood A-lister. I'm talking about that kind of budget, not necessarily, but that kind of budget that came in and said, listen, money's no object. I want some of the finest pearls in the world. Have you got what I've got? And if they didn't, they'd maybe get in touch with us. There used to be a kind of network. And I used to physically carry pieces of jewellery down to Hatton Garden for these wonderful, wonderful customers. But every bone in my body would say, you know, I'd be 18 years old. I'd be a nervous wreck, Linda. But my expectations were set to a point.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think people's perceptions and expectations
are set to a point.
But the thing with a strand of pearls like this is simply the fact that I think what I've just thought of, but perhaps we tend to forget, is this isn't an easy fix. These are freshwater pearls, so they're farmed in freshwater conditions, etc., etc. But we don't open the mollusk, that mollusk, and take one out, and then the next one it's going to match that one, and that, you know, you could go through thousands before you get a strand that's going to make that perfect strand.
Be that consistent.
So there's a lot of effort, work, time
100%.
involved,
Years.
which all has to be put into the equation.
And we haven't even done the price drop. Already, can I just say 50% of the stock has gone, so well done to those of you that have been successful. We've got a big star by price drop coming your way. $21.95 was already astonishing. $17.95 is just incredible. Yeah, stop permitting, I'm joining you. This is being added to my personal order today as well. Even though I've already got pearls, I haven't got this sort of champagne-y colour, which I love. It's very classic. It's soft, it's slightly softer, I suppose. Will work exceptionally with gold, and I keep saying gold, and you can go onto any of those very popular auction sites and actually purchase for solid gold. I'm saying gold because I think it personally justifies that precious metal, and I'm a gold wearer.
Yeah, I totally agree with you completely and utterly. In my village, we've got a little antique jewellers. They sell a little bit of contemporary jewellery, but most of it is vintage or second-hand or whatever. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, that if that strand with a gold clasp or a sterling silver clasp was on there, it would be 3 figures without a doubt. It's going to be a 3-figure necklace. And it all depends where you're shopping as to where those 3 figures can go.
Absolutely.
And when you're talking about, you know, big city prices, you're going into 4 figures.
Definitely. It's like I said, expectations, what we expect, the quality of these pearls. We've got a stunning piece of pieces of a suite of jewellery that has been commissioned by the gorgeous Sandra. She's actually used in this piece some stunning sterling silver spacer beads, again separating them as well. You can really see the consistency of the shape. around these, and some matching earrings. Yeah, if you prefer to use your sterling silver, that's absolutely fine. I'm just talking about my own personal choice. I would be looking for your gold. And to be honest, with the quality, that's something, do you know what, Martha, I was only thinking about this in a very short break before you stepped into the studio. With the quality of pearls like this, why aren't we selling gold? We should be selling gold. With the quality of the pearls like this, I think I'm surely I'm not alone. Do you agree, Linda?
I totally agree with you completely. I think where you're being swayed towards the gold, I know that you enjoy wearing your gold anyway,
yes.
and I think we all sit in those different sort of seats, but I think it's the colour. The colour automatically, I suppose, again, going on the 80-20 rule, it automatically streaks, I need some gold. But then having said that, if you're a silver person and you want to sort of contemporise them a little bit, keep it very simple, your design, and put the silver with it as well.
Yeah.
But being a jewellery maker, you can swap, you can just restrand.
Yeah.
You can go with the flow, go with the fashion, as it were.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. Linda's right. It's my personal favoured colour, I suppose. But all I'm trying to hopefully point out is the quality of these pearls.
Definitely.
10 by 9mm and £17.95. We had over 100 of these. How many have we got left? Oh, right, well, way less than, sorry, we had 150 to start with. We're down to the less than final third, so grab it whilst you can. Absolutely incredible. I need to move on in the essence of time, and I'm not willing to part with this. This is going alongside my aquamarine, my sapphires, my zircon, and my ruby, and my emeralds. It's going right there. Now, should we just recap this chain? Because it is a double up opportunity. We are not meant to do this. It's a brand new introductory opportunity. Martha's breaking her own rules, basically. She just doesn't care. She doesn't care. She says, I've been here for days over Christmas period. She says, I will do what I like. I love the fact that you're not making any apologies for it, Martha. I love that. You've got a poorly producer? Danny Boy's not very well? So you're on the next 4 hours, so if you've got any requests for our Martha, send them in. She's in the hot seat. Okay, introductory opportunity. You're getting 20 metres in total of your 4x3. It's one of the biggest and openest open linked chain that we actually have. Do make those confirmations. I'm running out of time. I'm going to be back with you tomorrow. Tomorrow. What am I talking about? I'm going to be back with you tomorrow from 8 o'clock. I hope you can tune in. Linda's not going anywhere though. She's with you in the designer inspiration. Linda, lovely to be back with you.
And Jewelle? Yeah.
And I shall see you soon,
yes,
my darling.
Yep.
Your pieces of jewellery are amazing. I'll see you in the morning.
Tanzanite is truly spectacular. This precious gemstone is only found in one location in the world, Tanzania, Africa. Claimed to be 1,000 times rarer than diamonds, Tanzanite is the blue variety of zoisite. Tanzanite is extremely popular due to its trichroic nature, which means that 3 different colours can be seen when looking at the gem from different angles. In Tanzanite's case, these colours are blue, pinkish violet and yellow. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron style bracelet, the knitted style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. We are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with Jewellery Maker.
pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge seller on Jewellery Maker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
Hello there, welcome to Jewellery Maker. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you've had a lovely morning and enjoying all the beautiful pieces that we've had so far. We've got some great pieces coming up. And I am Vicky, it's lovely to see you. And we are joined by Linda. I have not seen you for ages.
Absolutely.
Ages and ages.
Ages and ages. The last show I did was the end of November. Excuse me, then I went down with a lurgy.
Oh no!
And so I had to cancel several shows, but I'm back now.
Back now, fit, fighting.
I'm starting to oil in.
Yeah. Good. So it's lovely to see you. If you would like to message us, please do. You just need to message the studio at 60777. Start your message with the JM Studio so we get it straight away here, or you can message on the web as well. So Linda, it's lovely to see you, and I had a little scoot around and had a little nose at your pieces, and my goodness, they are gorgeous.
There's some nice gemstones in the kits today, isn't there?
There is some gorgeous pieces.
Beautiful.
Some gorgeous pieces, but I did have a little look at the kit and I was like, oh, I wonder what Linda's made. And my word, some beautiful pieces. So maybe we could have a little squiz at what you've made. And yeah, oh, shall we have a look at what we've made? Yeah, because I think it just looks amazing. Okay, wow. Look at all of that. Now this kit, we don't have too much of this. We only have 60 of them and that's it. Now I have not seen a kit quite like this, but I have seen those beautiful abalone. They're kind of like little sort of
graduated bars.
Yeah.
They are so versatile.
I've seen sort of several different designers using them, but each designer's got a different medium. So it's so nice to actually know that how versatile these beautiful bars are, because I've seen you work with them, I think I've seen Laura Beading work with them, and I've also seen Prue work with them. So we've gone from kind of these gorgeous designs to wire working through to sort of kumihimo macrame.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So they will suit so it doesn't matter what genre is your favourite, but
yeah, whatever is your specific medium, you can work within that medium with the majority of gemstones, but graduated sort of slabs, top drilled, are really versatile.
Absolutely. Right, let's have a little look. So I've got the kit here. Right, I might just
pop that down
scooch that over. There we go. Right, let's have a little look, because these for me, everything in there is amazing and just suits everything so well. But it's these, for me, that are the absolute winner in this beautiful kit. Now, let's have a little look, because we've got 2 lots of this. There's not even one, is there? There's 2 lots of this. Look at, wow. They are graduated for you. And the beauty of it is you could use the whole bar, because there are 2 of them. Or you could quite easily use sort of individual ones, so take every other out if you wanted to. The shell on them is so stunning. And they go from 11x4 to 28x4, and for me it's Mother Nature that's determined that these are eye-catching. These are something that you will get drawn to. It's a shell that's at the bottom of the ocean, just hanging out, but actually the outside of it is not particularly pretty. It's quite dark on the outside and sits right in the bottom of the sort of the depths of all the coral and things like that. As this gets opened up, this top bit in there, and it's quite incredible actually to see how it sort of works and how they get it from the bottom of the ocean, but it's this top section which has all that beauty, and it literally looks like that as well. It's amazing, as it doesn't need to be particularly polished, doesn't need too much doing to it. This is a natural phenomena and a natural beauty, and as that opens up, that's the bit that entices everything in. That's the bit that's the attraction, and that's the bit that we've got here. And I just think if it's Mother Nature going, no, this is the beauty bit, this is the bit that's going to draw everyone in. So if you're making pieces out of this, they're just going to be so eye-catching.
Yeah, definitely.
These are beautiful. So just to show you that both are as beautiful as each other. So you get 2 lots of these. So this is the other one. And there you go. So they are as gorgeous as each other. Look at that. The iridescence is amazing. But you get that as well as, love there, you also get the rectangles. Now, as I just said, these, the outside of them are not particularly pretty, it's only the inside. So here, when they're doubled up, we've taken 2 of them and put them back to back. So you're not sort of dictated to how you use these in pieces of jewellery. You use them however you want. You have the movement if you want to, because they're both sides.
Yeah, particularly useful for earrings and things like that.
Absolutely. So I really like that. So that doesn't have to be done. That's not how they are. We've just put 2 back to back on every single piece. So you can use them however you want to in your design. So fitting obviously beautiful with the bars. We've got an entire length of that. They are gorgeous. Also in there we have got, what a kit. You must feel like Christmas all over again when you got this.
It's the first time I've been able to get my hand on that gemstone for a long time. I was so pleased that I could, because I just love that with the abalone. I just think it's perfection.
Oh, this is gorgeous. So this is natural chrome dioxide, 122 carats, actually incredibly difficult gemstone to get hold of. Only mined maybe sort of 3 to 4 months of the year, that's it. It's an 87 centimetre strand. The colour for me is rich, it's intense, it's just incredible. I love this, look at that together, you're so right.
It is, it's just a perfect foil for abalone, isn't it? It allows the abalone other colours, the other rainbow colours to come centre stage as well, but it's got a strong backdrop for it too.
And then we've got 2 strands. I mean, these,
love them.
Oh, this is amazing as well. This is wonderful hematite. Now these are 2 mil faceted rounds. And these again bring out the sparkle and the beauty of the abalone. These just work so nicely all together.
Yeah, well the abalone is quite, again I'll use that word, a dramatic gemstone, and it's a dramatic shape. Yeah. So if you put it with a tiny gemstone, then you can either sort of use that as a backdrop or very much as a front drop, particularly with this here, these 2 mil faceted hematites. They are very, very, very sparkly. Yeah. So it will make a great foil again with the chrome dioxide and the abalone, and it will all have, you know, the same sort of stage as it were. Nothing will fight, but it blends beautifully. Yeah. And it gives you an opportunity to create any design that you want.
Absolutely, and there's so much there as well that you can really just go for it. Yeah. But I am loving these at the moment. It is an entire metre's worth of your aluminium chain. Now, I love this sort of matte effect to it. For me, not everybody loves the sparkle, and everybody loves that sort of glamour look. Sometimes this is what people are after, but almost kind of up against this. Exactly. What a contrast.
Yeah, exactly. I popped that into the kit simply because I thought, again, this is going to extend anybody's creativity. We're all different. So it'll extend or expand on people's creativity. So you can make really contemporary jewellery. All of those, we'll show in a minute that they can all be quite easily taken apart and put back together again.
That's cool.
But looking at that now, I'm inspired again, because with the hematite, I would have liked to have had the idea in the first place, which I will do at a later stage. All those tiny, say on a 0.25 wire, and wind them round. As you'll see on the crocheted one, can you imagine one of those hematites just as a
beautiful.
single? You know, just on the rest of the chain as well.
And I love the fact that this is aluminium chain, because that keeps it nice and light, which is great, because it's quite a statement look, but it's not heavy. So you could go all out. You could make them even earrings, because they are that light that they're not going to sort of be too much when you're wearing it.
I mean, in the winter we do tend to wear sort of chunkier wear as well. So we can have the jewellery to go with that.
Absolutely. And then also added in is your Zari rope, I believe. Yep, there we go, in the silver. 30 metres of it, a 2mm gauge on it. I believe as well that you can, if I'm right, yes, there you go. You can pull it apart, can't you? And use it sort of all individually. So it's like completely up to you, whatever you do with that. So, what a lot. Let's just recap. So you've got the entire metre's worth of chain, you've got the Zari rope, you've got the 2 strands of your hematite faceted rounds, gorgeous sparkle to them. You've got your chrome dioxide, natural chrome dioxide, you've got your abalone in your rectangles, and then those gorgeous bars, 2 lots of those bars. 62.60 for me, already amazing. Masses there, absolutely masses there, but we're not going to stay there. So from 62.60, wow, that's a very nice saving indeed. We're taking that to 42. That's almost a £20 saving.
Yes, that's astonishing.
Wow. I saw that some people were already grabbing it already happy at that 62.60, but actually that's really nice that now those people have gone, oh, I've got £20 back in my pocket now. How brilliant is that? What a kit. And I've not seen abalone for a while. I've certainly not seen the abalone bars for ages and ages, so gorgeous to have those. I love it. They are so lovely. And you made some beautiful pieces. Nice to work with?
Oh, amazing. From a jewellery maker's point of view, you have got a lot of, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Anybody who's creative will, in other words, if there were about 10 of us around the desk behind here now and had the same kit, we would all make something different. With exactly the same gemstones. So these are just inspiration, really. This is, like I say, I've just been re-inspired anyway. But it isn't until you get kit or the kit home that you see the sheer beauty of the gemstones.
They are gorgeous.
And that is then what sort of hits you between the ears with your inspiration. Sometimes you lose your mojo slightly. But with gemstones like this, for me, it's what shall I do first? And then I'm doing that one, and I say, well, what am I going to do next? Because I want to get on to the next thing. But it's a very expansive kit as well, particularly with the sari.
Do you know, I've just realised as well that there's 8 components in there. So you've got the 2 abalone, you've got the 2 hematite, you've got the rectangles, you've got the chrome dioxide, you've got the Zari rope, and you've got the chains. There's 8 different parts to that. So that makes that just over £5 each component.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. That's absolutely great to see any of that at £5. I mean, if we came up and went, oh, okay, £5.95 for abalone bars, they'd be in and gone without even a shadow of a doubt. The fact that you're getting that twice over, plus all the rest of it that goes with it, and we're going to show you what to do with it and how to work with it, that for me is amazing value.
It is, it's astonishing value. Because this is a rare gemstone as well, abalone. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, and there's a lot of restrictions on it too.
There are.
And again, with the chrome dioxide, again, it's only available X amount of, well, really weeks a year, isn't it? And it's, you know, there's a lot that goes in to getting the gemstone from where it develops or whatever, you know, to where we are, and we're going to use it to make jewellery from. I was in Bristol. Oh gosh, it must be 6 months ago, and there was a very fine jewellers in Bristol, and they were using abalone and chrome dioxide together, which is the first I've ever seen. outside, you know, of
putting your own together.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was an astonishing price. I won't tell you because it would be shocking. And I know that we can't expect those type of prices.
But you're still using the same gemstones.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You're still using exactly the same product.
Yeah. So what are you going to show us how to do?
Well,
is it this?
The one there with just using the, I'm very much going to start the new year going back to how-tos, really.
Oh, brilliant.
When you come along to workshops, some workshops require no knowledge whatsoever, and obviously other workshops require a minimal or a slightly larger amount of knowledge. So I thought, so start the new year, let's start on something fairly basic and then grow it.
That's brilliant.
I do tend to like gemstones to take centre stage anyway.
Yeah.
So from my type of jewellery making, I tend to keep it as simple as I possibly can, but with the same amount of oomph.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
So basically, we're just going to start off with some simple crochet. I know you've seen it before, but there'll be many people out there that haven't.
I've never seen it before.
No, right,
so
okay.
I'm very excited. Yeah.
Now I'm using the sari thread for this. The silver works really beautifully with this kit, absolutely stunning. And it's quite a strong thread, so I am using quite a large crochet. Now this is a 4mm. I'm not quite sure what it is in. I think it's probably about a size. No, I don't know. You have to look that up. There is
Martha's going to have a little look for you.
Yeah, there's a conversion chart that you can look at. But you could even use even larger. But the larger the hook, obviously, the larger the end product will be. But if you've got something like a fairly thick thread and you're using a fine hook, this is just a tip that the hook on the end of the crochet needle itself will find it very difficult to pick up quite a large gauge thread. So go slightly on the larger side.
So it's a UK 6 or...
I thought it would be about a 6.
Oh, a UK 8 or a US 6.
Right, there you go then. And it's 4mm in imperial. Sorry, in metric. So, give yourself quite a good length of excess because there is obviously going to be a way that we have to attach to a clasp. So give yourself plenty of excess on the end so that we can formulate at the end quite where we're going to and how we're going to attach a clasp. And then simply, using your forefinger, if you twist around and bring it back over the top, this is the way I do it, and then pop underneath, and then with your crochet hook, just catch that underneath thread and give it a little bit of a pull. Don't get it overly tight because you have to slip on and off of the needle. Now the way I crochet is I take my thread around my little finger and then I bring back round my middle finger and then around, underneath my middle finger and then around the index finger. So I've got plenty of control here to keep this nice and taut. Then using the middle finger and my thumb on that first stitch that we made with the knot, and then take the hook underneath the thread and then pull through that first stitch. That's our very first stitch. Now, this is what we call a chain stitch, and crochet grows from the very simple chain stitch. Crocheting is an incredibly simple medium to work with. It's just a matter of growing that chain stitch basically and how many times you go in and out of stitches, but it isn't difficult. Some people tend to get a little bit frightened because there's only literally one hook, and they think that looks quite complex, like lace making. It's nowhere near as complex as lace making. So again, using my forefinger to keep some tension underneath and pull it through. Now that is growing quite quickly and will grow quite quickly. If you imagine it's very much like Viking knit, very much like Kumihimo. It just tends to grow really quickly because you're using the larger gauge thread.
And because it's so uniformed as well, must be quite therapeutic. Once you get it.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It most definitely is. But with something like this Zari thread, which basically has got sort of wire within it, it's a great medium to make really, really, really dramatic looking jewellery or very contemporary looking jewellery with little effort. And that suits me every time. So underneath the thread, pull through. Underneath the thread, pull through. And when you're using zari thread like this, it very much controls the tension for you.
Right.
Okay, but if you get it too tight, so don't worry about it being what you might think, well, that's going to be a little loose. Don't worry about that, because each stitch can be tightened as you go.
Oh, okay.
So keep it a little bit on the loose side so that you can slide through.
That's brilliant.
Okay, so it's so simple.
While you're doing that,
Yeah,
I
of course.
think I might do these if that's all right. So we've got lots and lots of colours there. So if you are wanting to do that, it might be nice to sort of mix them up a little bit, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
because you've got three or four, oh, actually even more, haven't you? Four lengths there that you could do a couple of colours on there.
Definitely. Certainly, if on the long necklace there with the chain, where I've crocheted onto, I think, 3 links of the chain, that would make the most stunning piece, wouldn't it, if you did 3 different colours?
Absolutely.
I mean, those 3 colours there would look amazing.
Would look gorgeous. So in here we have got, we've got turquoise blue, we've got a silver, we've got a mix of the green and blue, there's a gold, there's a red, and then a mix of the green and red. So even if you maybe did those 3, that would be quite nice as well, because you've got the sort of the mix of the 2 together on the inside one.
The abalone.
Yeah, with the abalone, absolutely. In fact, actually, I'm just gonna.
Wow. Perfect.
That is amazing.
Absolutely
That is
perfect.
amazing.
I mean, textile jewellery is so big at the moment.
Yeah, it really is.
It's really continuing to grow throughout the next couple of seasons, definitely.
Definitely, I love that. Should be at £16.80. You are getting 6 loops of this, so 200 metres in all. And each one, again, can be used individually if you do sort of micro macrame or anything like that. Wow, we're going to £8.95.
Wow.
£1.50 each one. Not
Do you know,
bad, is it?
It's an amazing price, but I think certainly what I tend to forget working here at Jewellery Maker is availability. You go and try and find that somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's really difficult.
That's very true, and certainly not at that sort of price. But great to be going with, like you say, the green with that is incredible, because we did sort of a mermaid theme for the last kit. That's brilliant to add to that. Amazing. I've got a from Aisha, initially inspired by Linda. I'm now making crochet scarves and gloves, so thank you. Always love to see you, Vicky, on JM. Looking forward to the show. Nice to see you too. Lovely. That's so nice.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It really, really is. It's great when somebody takes up a new hobby and you've inspired somebody to take up a new hobby. And certainly with anything, any of what we call, the knitting, the crochet, the kumihime, all of that, so it can all be incorporated in to jewellery making.
Yeah.
So, if you're into a certain medium, then do try something else with it, because it does work.
And I love the fact that these sorts of idea and this sort of the way that you're doing this can be incorporated into things like hats and scarves and home pieces and everything like that. It's just a technique that you're learning, and then carry on.
Yeah, I mean, I've crocheted for many years, and initially baby clothes and christening shawls and things like that. It's been a long time since I've crocheted, but I started doing it again when I started making jewellery. Simply because you look into magazines, you look into lots of sources, and you will see, wow, you can do that.
Yeah.
Wow, you can do that. So just try it.
That's it. Learn the technique and then just run with it. Yeah.
Exactly. Right, now when you, I won't come to the obviously you'll make the length of thread to your own personal desire, okay? So you can have a short choker length, or you can have it very long. I personally made 4.
Okay.
So what I'll do, I'll just finish off this one. Now to finish off, I will use my cutters on here. And as Vicky said, it does thread. It does tend to unravel, which again can be quite useful if you want to, because you've got the original sort of zari thread there then that's all intertwined. But all you need to do with that then is just put a little amount of glue on the end, give it a little pinch carefully, and just encourage those to stay together, and I promise you that they will not become unravelled. To finish off the crochet, you've got your last stitch, cut off again. I've gone a little bit short there. Give yourself some excess and then just pull through, and that is just tight. Yeah, totally. So if you've got X amount of those, as I say, I've done 4 there, you can just do 1, or you can do as many as you want. You can also crochet in to the stitches. If you wanted to use some monofilament or something and catch thread on the gemstones onto the monofilament, excuse me, and then catch through the stitches. That's absolutely fine. I'll show that at another date, actually. That's another one I'm using at the moment.
Hematite would be nice, wouldn't it? Those
exactly. Excuse me, keep coughing.
That's all right. These little ones in here would...
Yes, exactly. You can thread those onto, or even onto a fine wire, 0.25 wire.
Yeah, because you could even weave
and
that
that's
through.
The thing with the chain stitch or any crochet stitch, it always gives you these little lacy holes. And you can weave through them. That would look really, really pretty.
That would look gorgeous.
Just to finish off, what I did, I took some 0.4 wire, and in order to put my clasp on, all I did was take the excess. Now I might have 4 threads here. I'll just demo it on the one, but simply give yourself a loop. Bearing in mind those could be 4 loops, and just catch it. Because the sari thread itself has got some wire sort of lurex through it, it really behaves really well. Put the wire on top, and then just use as little as you can, really. Again, matching, if you can, the wire to the colour of the thread. And just encourage it to stay side by side, parallel. Get the excess that you started with, the excess that you finished with, give that a little twist, and then trim off your excess. It might be a good idea to add the tinsiest amount of glue on that twist, just because of wear and tear. Take off your excess as close as you can get it. And again, apply a little tiny bit of glue. And when you add the glue, I probably would encourage you to use some, you might be allergic to latex or something like that, but just some very fine gloves, obviously if you're working with a glue that sets quickly.
Does the E6000 dry clear?
It does.
Yeah. Could you use that?
Yeah, absolutely you can, but I don't want you to get yourself stuck to there. That's what I'm a bit concerned about. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen sometimes. But just encourage that down gently then, and it will stick to the original chain stitch. And then all you need to do then is attach a jump ring onto those threads, and then attach a clasp in the normal way.
Cool.
And then you've got the basis of any necklace that you want. Now with the chrome dioxide, what I did was simply unthreaded the chrome dioxide and made, I think it's 4 or 5, possibly 5 rings. All you need to do with that is get some monofilament and make, is it 5?
5.
Yeah. Is thread on about 2.5 inches, which is about 5 centimetres, of your chrome dioxide onto the monofilament. If you use beading thread, you have, it's got that, again, beading thread has got wire within it, so it tends to be a little bit taut then, but monofilament will keep it nice and gentle. And if you want a nice gentle loop to go around something, it's better for the fall of it, really, if you understand what I mean. So make sure that each of, before you tie them all off, make sure that they're each almost as near as you can the same length, and then simply tie them off with the monofilament in a simple overhand knot. And again, a tiny little tiny bit of glue on the monofilament, and then just literally thread them on to, because they're going to be much larger than the thread that you've just made with your sari silk. You can just thread them on. I mean, you needn't particularly do that, but I just thought that that green with the silver looked really, really well. You could put a lot more on. Again, it's just that's just that is something that can be grown, if you see what I mean. It could go really all around the bottom of that necklace. Or you could catch it within the loops of the crochet and just have it hanging asymmetrically.
Oh, that would be nice. Now, you were talking there either using beading thread or monofilament. We've got both.
Yes.
So we've got both there. So we've got your essentials there. We've got the gold beading thread, you've got your monofilament, and you've got your elastic. We're going to add these, that we have got the black agate version of the abalone. Look at that, I love those. Absolutely love those. And not only one, there's two. I love these. I love this shape. I can't get enough of this shape. I think as well that if you wanted to maybe make the abalone go a bit further or make that colour really pop, you could like sort of have them intermittent. So to take one of these, one of the abalone, one of these, one of the abalone, and have them.
Yes, there's I think this type of cut on a gemstone, these graduated slabs, I think instinctively any of us will look at them and think we need to keep them together.
Yeah.
Simply, I think that's what happens when you're faced with a flat graduation on a stone. But you don't. I mean, I did a necklace, probably about 6 months ago now, where I used both sets. They were sodalite, and I used both sets side by side, basically.
Oh, nice.
So that in the centre, you've got quite a V shape, because you're going up through the graduation on either side.
Yep.
So that then gave me an opportunity to dangle quite a large, I think it was an agate druzy pendant in it. So it's just a matter, it's like everything else, it's even like baking and things like that. Experiment, have a look, don't finish it until you're happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, because I say at the end of the day, that's not it, you can reform it.
Oh yeah, of course you can. Yeah, of course you can.
But don't necessarily think I need to keep all these together purely because that's how they're coming on the strand.
Yeah.
Just lay them out on your beadboard, lay them out on a table and play around with them first. Just use the one longest on a piece of chain. That will look astonishing. And the two short ones on either end look amazing as earrings.
Yeah, absolutely amazing as earrings. Now, would you be able to talk us through the sort of difference between using monofilament and, say, something like beading thread? So you've got your elastic, which is great
well,
for
the elastic
stretches.
is great for stretches. Everybody loves a stretchy bracelet. Obviously, that's just threaded onto the elastic and then knotted off in the usual way. Again, a touch of glue. And you'll see them everywhere in the high street, stretchy bracelets, absolutely everywhere.
Yeah,
so elastic
everywhere.
is a great way of starting making jewellery, and also for people that are really, really experienced at we still make our stretchy bracelets because they're great, particularly for the new fashion of stackers.
Yes.
So the elastic's great for that, which is this one. Now, the monofilament and the beading thread, right. Beading thread comes in various gauges. The one that we've got here is 0.38, I believe. Mm-hmm. Now, that has several strands of wire, metal wire, within the strand. I mean, some of these are made up of 49 upwards within the gauge. I'm not quite sure how many are in this one, but I know it's a 0.38. This is absolutely great for everyday, well, just for beading, for doing weaves, particularly if you can macrame, you can crochet, you can do virtually anything that you can do with a beading thread, you can do with this particular beading thread.
You can make that the feature as well, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can. You know how you do sort of ribbons on parcels and things? You can use a pair of scissors or your nail and sort of just go along.
Oh, and sort of curl it.
Literally, and it will curve. See how it sort
of... Oh my goodness, yeah.
Let me move that one out of the way. It does exactly the same as that sort of florist ribbon, is what I'm thinking of.
I never knew it could do
It'll
that.
do that. So you can, I know Gemma Crow did a DVD a long time ago of beading with beading thread, and she made some astonishing designs, and it were all based on beading thread with minimal amounts of gemstones within it. So it's got lots and lots of diverse uses and techniques, the beading thread has. Now, when we come to the monofilament itself is something that you need to have. I say it's an absolute definite need in your stash, simply because lots of gemstones, by the nature of the type of gemstone, by the way it's been faceted, by whether it's a softer gemstone, certainly things like sapphire and things like that, they tend to come with a much, much finer drill hole. So consequently, monofilament is the route in a lot of cases. If all else fails, monofilament will work. Okay. So you've always got a way of threading on your gemstones.
That's cool.
Also, these sort of Invisi necklaces that you see as well, that's monofilament again. But it's lots of people say to me, but it doesn't look strong enough. It is. It's inordinately strong. Basically, it's like a fishing twine.
Amazing. So you get 50 metres of that. You get of the beading thread. You get 80 metres of the monofilament, and 6 of the elastic. Yes, that's good. There we go. And 6 of the elastic. 80 metres of the monofilament, and 50 of the beading thread. There we go. And I've seen people do macrame pieces with this, and it looks amazing.
It does look amazing. It really, really does. It looks astonishingly beautiful as well, crocheted. If you crochet, let's say, just like I've just demonstrated with that sari silk, if you crochet about 14 strands of beading thread, first of all thread on your gemstones.
Yeah.
And then just go ahead and crochet as many strands as you want in exactly the same technique as I've just showed you, and then put them all together. You can have them varying lengths, you can have them all the same length, but it really looks, for me, I think it just looks, it's one of my favourite type of necklaces, is a big chunky crocheted beading thread necklace.
Oh, we just done that whole lot for £9.95.
With these?
With these as well. With these as well. So you get the elastic, the beading thread, the monofilament, and you get 2 of these beautiful agate bars, which are stunning. 2 lots of those. And I think normally these are £7.95. So to get all of that for £9.95 is amazing. And I have to say, don't do a lot of jewellery making, but never would, but I see a lot of these products and kind of go, okay, that's beading thread, that's what you do with it. But actually, sometimes it's great to think a little bit outside the box and go, no, you can do so much more with these essential pieces.
Exactly. I mean, that's why a philosophy of mine is just think outside the box.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if it doesn't work, try something else. But try it first, because I can honestly encourage you that what you see in your head, you can actually make. And with the beading thread, it doesn't faze a beginner, and then the more experienced you become with any medium, the more you expand the use of that very basic
I was going to say,
medium.
once you learn the basics, you can then expand, can't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay, so if you've got that in your basket, please do check that out, because we don't have too many of them. I think you're now going to show us how to do these, is that right?
Excuse me, yes.
Excellent.
Just again, going on the crochet theme, is the aluminium chain you can take apart, okay? So my first inspiration when I opened the kit was, I think what I'm going to do with the very first piece of jewellery I made was that one. And I thought, well, I'm going to just do about 3 odd numbers always work well for me.
A lot of designers are like that.
Yeah, I also do a lot of asymmetry work, so odd numbers and asymmetry work. Symmetrical and even numbers also work, but there's always an exception to prove any rule. Yeah. But this particular chain here, as with a lot of other chains here at Jewellery Maker, you can open, and then you'll just open them as you would open a jump ring. So you just push away and pull towards, okay?
Brilliant.
And then just slip off. And then in exactly the opposite direction, push again. Now, this is a really strong, so if you find that if you have got issues with your hands, you can always use...
Always use your tools.
Yeah. You can always wrap, if you haven't got any of the nylon edge tool, you can always wrap a little bit of masking tape around some flat nose pliers and just click that back into place. But you can see that is basically as it was before I opened it.
That's brilliant, because then you don't get any wastage either, do you?
No, not at all. Absolutely not at all, which you would do with a closed chain. You would have to cut. So pop on and through and just tie on. Okay, and we will deal with that sort of salvage edge when we're finished. So that is just literally tied on.
Yeah.
Exactly the same as the previous stitch. Pop the crochet needle through the link, catch the excess and bring through, okay? Mm-hmm. And now we've got this stitch that we're going to work on now. So all we need to do now is again go under and pull it through that stitch and then just tighten. Okay, So again, go in, catch and out, under the stitch itself and pull through. Actually, I've got 2 stitches on there. So I'll just pull that through that one. Let's rewind on that. I have now got my first stitch in situ because that's the knot.
Yeah.
So under, through, and then under that and pull through both. Okay, that's what we call a double stitch. Now, when you're using something that is metallic to start with, it's going to give you a fantastic finish,
yeah,
but you just need to get used to working with the medium.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So in, through, pick up, over the top again, and pull through both. So at the end of the day, what you're looking for is a final just 1 stitch on the hook.
Right.
Because as I'll just demonstrate again, if you go in through the chain,
yeah,
pick up, we've now got 2 on there, right? So we go in again and just come through both.
and then end up with your 1.
And then we end up with just the 1. So what you get then is you're covering the chain here, but you're giving yourself this different, slightly different look, like a plaited look on the top.
Oh, that's very cool.
That would actually enable, when you got all the way around the chain, you can work through those and you could grow it into a really large link if you wanted to put another row on. So if I just do a couple of those and then we'll come back round and just to show you how to finish it off. So if I just do a couple more, now that's just grown that slightly. It will grow really quickly because of the gauge of the thread. So in, over and through both, into the chain itself, pick up your thread, so you've got 2 on, and bring it through 2. Now when you come to the end, let me just slide these down, when you come to the end, if I can just move that around a little bit, if you come to the very last stitch, if I just point this out, here is your very first stitch. The very first plait look is your very first stitch. So all you need to do is to go into that stitch. It's because the chain itself, the link of chain itself is sort of curved, it doesn't want to slide around, so it really needs to go all the way around.
Yeah.
So do you want to bring that in?
I'd love to, yeah,
the way
while you do
around,
that,
and then
yeah.
I can show a little bit more professionally then how it's
Yeah,
finished.
no, of course you can. Love these chains. I
haven't seen that one before.
No, well, I'm loving these kind of more matte finish to them, real antique finish to them. They, for me, it's something a little bit alternative. It's very hot on trend at the moment. And I really like these sort of almost sort of sepia colours to them, which I think are gorgeous. But if you manage to get the sari threads, perhaps, those adding on to that, you could use maybe the larger link and link these on, so you've got really sort of the large statement crocheted loops and have thinner maybe lengths of chain.
Yeah, but I mean the graduated bars would look great, wouldn't they, coming from that? I mean, those graduated bars, you can bring them, if you bring them together, so the 2 small ones are together, if you restrand them and bring them together, they make a really nice shape, and that would look really nice dangling from the base of the chain.
Yeah. Oh, lush.
Or just literally pop them on randomly and have something that is quite steampunk looking.
Yeah, that would be really nice as well. I love that. What a contrast. That is gorgeous. So yeah, just for me, very bang on trend. Great with this matte look. It's like an antique-y kind of feel to it, which I think is gorgeous. And again, because it is the aluminium chain, you can go, these sort of really big chain heavy pieces are so popular.
Yeah.
And yet you don't want to be walking around like top heavy and being dragged down by a chain heavy necklace. Whereas when it's like this, it's so light that you could wear sort of lots and lots of layers of this, and it would be nice and easy to work with. Also, I quite like the fact that you don't have to necessarily go with jewellery. If you've got some of maybe the leather squares, you might make a handbag, you can use them as a handbag strap. There's just lots of sort of variety of pieces that you can create with such large lengths of chain.
Actually, handbag straps would be a really good idea, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And dropping with handbag charm you could drop from that as well.
But yeah, just even, I've not seen them this sort of thin before, so even just a bracelet.
But if it was me, I think I would like to probably have 2 or 3 of these sets. And like number 1 on the list would just be wearing those chains together with nothing on them.
Yeah.
And then obviously the next thing to do is to add gemstones, or you know, to add diversity to
mix
to
it up
the
a
chains,
bit.
mix it up a little bit like that. But it looks great on its own, and it gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
So you've got a good starting point.
Yeah, absolutely. So normally they are $5.95 each. Oh, but today we're not going to do that. We're going to do a buy one, get one free. So $5.95 for both.
Wow.
There we go, $5.95 for both. They are 1 metre on each one. And yeah, just layers of this I think would look gorgeous.
Yeah, it sort of never, ever goes out of trend chain. It's very popular in multimedia jewellery, very popular. And it's just something nice to have. If you sell your jewellery, it's really nice to have it there to, look, that looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
think
love
that. Looks great. So it's just really great to have it there to make up there and then. If you've got a handmade jewellery stand or something like that, it's just nice to have everything to offer, from the tiniest sterling silver chain to this big chunky chain to that in the middle.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, and everybody's sort of fashion likes are different as well.
Yeah.
So if you can please all of the people all of the time, it's great.
It's a winner.
It is
It's a winner. How are you getting on?
Right, okay, so we've come all the way around the chain. So now we have to be aware of the fact that we've got our sort of excess from the beginning when we went on. So what I'm going to do now is that very first, let me move that, it's a bit confusing. That very first stitch, which is like a heart shape there that's laying on the top of the link of chain. If I pick up both sides of it, going through that one and that one. So now if you can see, I've got 2 loops. Let me see if I can turn that round slightly. See, there's 2 loops on the chain by the hook. I've gone through both of those. Go through that and then link up with the working and then encourage it through. So you've come through that stitch. Come through the one that's on the hook. Okay, and then, sorry, I do apologise, I haven't brought my scissors with me.
Right.
I know exactly where I've left them. And then pull through, as exactly the same as we did before. And then the beginning excess, you can then use, tighten up the stitch that you've just made, which is a slip stitch.
Yep.
And then you can tie those together. And if you do it on a flat surface so that you can keep it, there's obviously a right side and a wrong side to most things, but if you find that you really, really tighten it, it'll merge into the thread itself. And then you can over tie it again, but it will get a little bit more bulky. So at this point now, I'd put that little bit of E6000 on there, wait 5 minutes, and then take off
the
edges. And then all you need to do then is to attach that to your chain. You can open the next link.
Yeah.
So I've kept it all on the 1 metre at the minute, but you can open it as I did before, literally as a jump ring towards and away, and then pop through the crocheted one and then push back. And again, if you want to use your, preferably some masking tape on there, or if you have the nylon jewel pliers, those are the ones to use, and then encourage that to come back. Your tools are an extension of your hand. If you can't do it with your hands, you will always be able to do it with the tools.
Cool.
And then you've attached your link, and then you can just grow that and grow that all the way down the chain as much as you want.
That is amazing. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, that was really interesting. And you make it look so easy, but it's kind of one of those that once you get in the rhythm...
It is. It's astonishingly easy. Everything looks difficult before you've tried it. When I first came into jewellery making, I happened to go to a card lady that I was getting all my card things from, and she wasn't in the shop, and I called her and she said, oh, I had a jewellery making workshop yesterday. and I'm busy and I'm hooked. So I went into the back room and I saw her making this jewellery, and I thought, how on earth have you made that? You know, but once you've learned a few very, very simple techniques, done it a couple of times, that's it. I mean, literally minutes.
Love that. Now, we're going to have a little look at these. Now, I love this gemstone. I love this gemstone because it's green and I love green, but I love the variation of amethyst when it's green. It's so unique. It's so unusual. Normally when you see amethyst, it's mainly a mixture of kind of iron trace element. That's what's in there. That's what makes it purple. Otherwise you'd have sort of a clear gemstone, but that trace element gives it that beautiful depth of purple. As the reaction with the heat happens, whether it's by Mother Nature or by man, either one, the same sort of technique occurs. Those iron, sort of the trace elements of the iron, they diminish slightly, and that's what turns it from purple to a golden colour. That's the citrine. For some reason, normally when it's from Brazil, it doesn't change to the citrine, it changes green. They're not quite sure why, but it is that reaction with the heat and the iron that would normally diminish them to change into a citrine, changes them to a beautiful green. Now, same sort of properties, obviously, of an amethyst, because it is an amethyst. You might hear it called a green amethyst, a praisiolite amethyst, but this gemstone has got incredible clarity to it, real beauty. It's so looked after in the ground as it grows that you get that beautiful brilliance as the light just bounces around inside that gem. For me, it's calming, it's tranquil, and it's a beautiful, beautiful green colour. That's what we love about that. We're going to do those, and love these. I'm quite a fan of the classic white pearl, but for me, bringing them from that classic white and giving them a real modern look is adding a bit of colour. Now, for me, this is not going too crazy. Sometimes you get really bright pinks or golden colours, but these sort of subtle hints of colour are just bringing it into that modern age, but still with the beauty and the classic feel to it. So we are going to do both of these. The reason we're here with you still, Linda, is this is going to be your challenge, and I'm very excited to see what you make with this, because I have to say this would be one of my favourite combinations.
Very much so.
Our should-be price is £35.90. We are looking at genuine pearls, and we are looking at a beautiful clear amethyst. So from £35.90, we're going to drop this collection all the way down to, wow, £24.95, over £10 off. Amazing. £24.95. Now you have got, what time? Oh, we've got a couple of hours. Just before 5, we will come back to see you. Any initial thoughts when you're looking at this?
To be honest, my initial thought was this is probably going to be making something sort of an occasion wear, like probably bridal.
Yeah.
Possibly bridesmaidy type of jewellery. Again, if you don't necessarily have to use these together, they do go together
amazing together, yeah.
Perfectly together. I'd like to sort of see one of the praisiolite, one of the green amethyst, just nestling in, again, asymmetrically with the pearls.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If I was putting the pearl into the row of the praisiolite, I'd probably centralise the pearl, but the praisiolite's graduated, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah. So you've got that nice large one in the centre, which would look stunning dangling from a sterling silver chain or something like that. So again, world's your oyster, basically, excuse the pun. And yeah, I mean, I don't quite know what the, you know, when you think, oh, okay, I've got these 2 strands now, I'm going to make some jewellery from, I'm going to make some jewellery from them. I think initially occasion comes into mind, what does it shriek? And this does shriek bridal jewellery.
So I'm taking that on board and going, okay, bridal jewellery. If it's that exquisite, you can use it for bridal jewellery, then for any gorgeous occasion, this is still going to be incredibly fitting, isn't it?
Well, of course, yeah, bridal jewellery then grows into sort of hand-me-down jewellery, you know, heritage jewellery, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so consequently, it will then, if it works for a wedding or an occasion that big, it's going to work for any other occasion.
Absolutely, there will be no limit for it. And you are thinking of something as exquisite as bridal jewellery, so I'm thinking $24.95.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. So they are gorgeous. So we're going to leave these with you. I'm going to pop those down there. Now I've just got some findings here, and we have got sterling silver with gold plating over the top. You're talking about kind of going back to basics. Maybe you could just sort of maybe talk us through each of the pieces, maybe just what's important to have. So we have got here, they are sterling silver with gold plating over the top. We've got 45 pieces. Should be at $15.95. Oh wow, so we're not staying at $15.95. These are precious metals, so if you're talking about high-end pieces, you want those high-end precious metals. Wow, $11.95 for the entire bindings kit. So in here we have got some chain, and we've got a toggle clasp and a lobster claw clasp. We've also got some shepherd hooks. But maybe we could talk through. We've got crimps and crimp covers. And
Okay. Yeah. Well, shall we do that? Can I use them?
Yeah. Are we good? Yeah. Go for it.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Please do.
Right. What I've got here are head pins. Essentially, it looks like a pin, but it's what we call a jewellery finding. I've not yet found out why they're called findings, and if somebody can please find out, let me know.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I wasn't quite sure what that meant when I first heard that expression.
Exactly. I stopped thinking about it now because it was really getting me a bit puzzled. But you know, if somebody can let me know why they're called findings, please do. Now, the head pin comes in various forms, but essentially it's got a little stopper on the end, and this has got a gorgeous little ball on the end, which again will become very much a part and feature of the jewellery.
Yep.
Now, if you want to make a pair of earrings, which is what we're going to do now, is just pop on that gorgeous green amethyst, which is so finely. Should I get the black board?
Yeah.
Tell me if that's any better, Martha.
Do you want to do it on there?
Thank you.
There you go. Do it on there.
That's a little bit better.
There we go.
There we go. So I've popped it onto the head pin. I just let it rest at that little drop point. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to perform what we call a wrapped loop. Okay. Simply because this is a very high-end gemstone, and I want to make sure it's not going to come off the next finding that I'm going to use. So I put my round nose pliers just in a couple of mil on top of that gemstone, and then put my finger on the plier and onto the head pin itself and push through 90 degrees away from me, okay? Then holding the gemstone, take the pliers off and pop them back in and grip. So I've now got one prong of the plier on the top, the other one underneath. Again, working closely to the plier, I bring all the way back through 180 degrees and towards me. So now if I take that out, I've got what I call a question mark stage. Okay? Now pop your round nose pliers back in where they fit. That's quite crucial. Pop them in where they fit. So if that's where they fit, they won't go any further, then that's the right place to put the other part of the plier back down. Push down slightly. You've got a little neck there. You can see that little neck that's sticking up off the top of the gemstone. Take the excess and wrap around very carefully underneath the plier and take it down, winding it and coiling it down until it sits on the gemstone. You can continue to wind that down and it'll cause a nice little sort of cap on top of the gemstone. Now I'm just going to trim off that excess. Now this is gold on top of sterling silver, so please just keep that excess. So I'm doing it really carefully so I can get in as close as possible. Keep that excess. I'm just going to pop it on top of that wire there because that's a valuable metal. So now I've got a nice little wrapped loop on top of the gemstone, which is really, really secure. Now, in order to make an earring from that, I need to use one of my earring findings. Now, as Vicky said, we've got some shepherd hooks here, which is exactly what it says on the tin. It looks like the top of a shepherd's crook. Now, again, with the majority of earring findings, with the they will always open on the inside of the hook. Sometimes there's an exception to prove a rule, but first of all, go for the inside. Take your flat nose pliers and then just hang on to the hook quite with a lot of tension in the hand that you're working with. Hold on to the shepherd's hook and then very carefully, again, like opening a jump ring towards you, open through about 30 or 40 degrees. Take the brazier light that you've just popped onto the head pin, let that dangle, and then taking your flat nose pliers again, close in exactly the same way but the opposite. So that is a perfectly perfect brazier light earring. Very simple.
Glamorous, isn't it?
Exactly, glamorous, but very, very simple. But you can imagine you could drop about 4 of those down if you just made a little loop at the top and at the bottom. Your jump ring, now the jump rings in these precious metal packs, in my experience, are closed jump rings. So you can use them, you can actually open them if you've got a pair of flush cutters, something that's got a very, very, very sharp tip. You just literally nip them open and they will open and close in the normal way as the saw cut jump rings.
Yep.
But what I could do is I could remove this brazier light from this earring, and I could have attached the jump ring first in exactly the same way as I applied that, and then I could have wrapped that directly onto the jump ring. So my jump ring's not opening, my wrap loop won't open, so consequently that is getting more and more secure all of the time.
Love that. Thank you so much, because when you're using such gemstones like that, you want to have those high-end pieces, don't you?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to go for a short break. When we return, we have got some wonderful bundles, in fact, brilliant bundles. There's lots and lots of pieces, and they're always such incredible value, so worth sticking around for. We'll also be back with Linda a little bit later as well, and asking advice. I think after the break, we've got the answer to your burning question. Why are they called findings?
Brilliant.
Oh, yes. Stay with us. We'll be back in a mo.
Join presenter Becky and guest designer Mark Smith on December 31st for the JM Awards show. We'll be announcing the results from the Facebook polls, selecting winners from the viewers' categories and giving out prizes. Make sure you join us to celebrate Jewellery Maker 2015.
Join guest designer Mark Smith with his fantastic DVD Chips and Nuggets with Wire. Mark guides you through everything you need to know to create these stunning pieces. From the tools that you will use to different types of wire and the gorgeous gemstones featured, it's like having a personal tutor in your living room.
When we were with you last year in China, you had some big sizes that were clean, but today all the big sizes look very included. Is that what's coming from the mind? More inclusions?
Yeah, have more better quality. Also, this is not clean.
Yeah, that's right.
Clean material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like this clean.
So clean to one size, then above that the sizes are getting more included.
Every size can get, but quantity. Different quantity.
This is a lot smaller today.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few years ago it was great coming out the mine on the bigger sizes, but today the smaller sizes are nice, they're clean up to about ½ a carat, but beyond that they're quite included. So it's quite a good job. We did a lot of business a few years ago.
Yeah.
aquamarine is one of the world's most popular and well-known gemstones, often found with great clarity in a light yet energetic blue. Aquamarine is a real favourite of many gem collectors. As a member of the beryl family, aquamarine's characteristic pale blue colour is created by the presence of iron. Gemstones that are coloured by nature in this way are known as allochromatic. This birthstone for March is highly sought after for its clarity, transparency and undeniable calmness. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
All right then, welcome back. Welcome to Jewellery Maker. Lovely to see you. I just want to show you that we have got this. Wow, this is absolutely beautiful. This is brand new. Take a look at this. Wow, that is absolutely stunning, I have to say. That is so beautiful. That is gorgeous. That is coming up at about 10 to 3. That is going to be a star by under £30. Gorgeous amethyst there. We've also got a brand new strand as well. This is gorgeous aquamarine. Look at the clarity and colour, which you don't always see with a strand of aquamarine, but here we have got both. Absolutely stunning, that. That is really beautiful. That's coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. And I have to say, our deal of the day coming up at 4:30. Let's take a look at this, because, wow. Right, let's take a look at this. Now, I think Eleanor had the gold version at 12. We've got the rose gold version. I think the silver might be coming up later on, so you can get the full set. How gorgeous are they? So that is a rose gold plated bracelet with the extender and the clasp on there already, but you don't get one, you get 5 of them. They are absolutely beautiful, I have to say. They are really, really stunning. I love that they've got the extender on them, because it will fit so many people, but it will fit, doesn't matter sort of what.
Exactly. I'm wondering with the extender on it, whether or not it might also double as an ankle chain, because they look quite large.
Yeah, I expect so. And I wonder actually if you could link them together.
Yeah, definitely. That's called capsule jewellery.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
yes.
Where you can have sort of, if you're going on holiday or something, you can have capsule jewellery, so you can have X amount of bracelets linked together into a necklace, which you can make shorter or longer, and you can have 3 bracelets, whatever.
Love that, that's brilliant. Yeah. That's really good. So, did you change your mind there, Martha? 2:30, changed her mind, 2:30, she just can't wait. Just can't wait. Right, we are going to do some brilliant bundles. Yes, let's start with these. Now, springtime is on its way. We've had the solstice. The days are just getting longer and longer. They're on. It is good. It is good. They are on their way. Let's take a look at these. I love these colours. These are gorgeous. Look at these. Spring daffodils indeed. It's on its way. There's some daffodils out already. Getting very confused by the weather, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That's gorgeous. So 4 strands of a shell collection here. We have got, let's take a little look. We've got green shell, which are 17 by 12. That's obviously these ones. The same in the yellow. And we've got the orange, which are slightly smaller. They're 15 by 10. And then you've got the 15mm squares in the orange. I'm just loving these colours. Nice and bright, nice and vibrant. Also, a lot of people don't necessarily want to wear colours in their clothes, but want to still add a bit of colour.
Definitely.
And it's so easy to add it into pieces of jewellery.
Yeah, definitely. Again, you know, that's quite fun jewellery, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Great, it's definitely great when we're all yearning for some sunshine and some warmth and everything. You know, I mean, lots of people now tend to take winter holidays, don't they, if they can, or you know, running up to Easter and things like that. And it's just perfect, isn't it? You know, a couple of hours on a plane where you've got a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of warmth. That's exactly the type of jewellery that you want to wear.
Yeah, of course you do. And
also that you want to see. You know, if you see somebody in that type of jewellery, you think, why aren't I wearing jewellery like that? That's it.
And I think even if it is a bit of a dull day, you think, actually, put a bit of jewellery on, nice bright colour, it makes you feel better.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you got that out then, I sort of, you know, if you're thinking of something nice to eat, you think, oh, and that's what that did.
Absolutely, yeah, I love it. So 4 strands, all for just £8. So that makes each strand £2 each. Love that. Yep, start as you mean to go on, I think, for this this section. We're doing brilliant bundles, and indeed they are. They're bright, they're vibrant, they capture light beautifully. They're great, you were saying, it's a real sort of staple to have things like stretchy bracelets and things like that. These would be brilliant for that. Maybe just one on a drop earring, like you've just shown how to do.
Yes, definitely. You know, there's horses for courses, isn't there? So, you know, consequently, some days you want to wear a little bit of fun jewellery, other days the occasion is for sort of more high-end jewellery.
Yeah.
But that is always incredibly wearable.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. And these look beautiful as little flowers as well. I've seen quite a few designers have maybe like just a flower or two perhaps made out of these, and you have these as leaves or just because of the colour of them.
Yeah, I mean, even if, you know the chain, the sepia colour chains that you had, I mean, if you split that chain and just put one of the square oranges, one of the oval oranges, one of the lemons, a chain, shell, chain, shell, chain, shell, all different sort of random lengths, that would look beautiful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Really nice. You
and
know,
that
sort of have about 8 links of chain, one of the shell. About 8 or 9 links of chain, one of the shell.
They
different colours would look great.
And they really sort of complement each other.
Yeah,
You've got the nice bright colour and then that kind of more antique-y look. They look great together, actually. Well done if you've managed to grab that. Sue, Sandra, Catherine, Carol, Christina, Linda, Patricia. But make sure you check your baskets out. £8 for both of those. Love that. Right, let's pop that in there. Oh, see, these are great. Lovely. So 3 strands of your white quartzite rounds. These I have to say, so many designers, and you'll be able to tell me, Linda, so many designers will say, yeah, I've got all my beautiful colours, but my staple pieces are my blacks and my whites because I know I can always go to them.
Exactly. Yeah. There's always I mean, like what you've got on now, okay, your blouse that you've got on now, that would look great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, a double strand of those would just look great around the neckline. Again, incredibly wearable. One of those things that you just think, oh my goodness, what am I going to put on? Oh, that'll work because it works with everything.
Absolutely.
And also, it's a good backdrop for everything because they're slightly
got like a cloudy look to them.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they're not in your face white.
No.
You know, and they will also, because they've got that cloudiness, they'll take on colours from other gemstones.
I think so as well. And everywhere you go, even if you go to sort of fashion shops or if you go to more boutique shops, that bubble style necklace is so popular still that these, I think, would be fab for that.
Absolutely.
You could add a bright gem tone to it if you want, or just keep it with this. You could have your length of chain, or you could use maybe the top half could be macrame in a lovely colour, or maybe those chains would be great, sort of cut lengths of those chains and this bubble section at the front.
That's right. I mean, that quartzite, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
It is quartzite. I mean, it's brilliant for any sort of threading medium.
Yeah.
Kamihimo and macrame and things, because they've always got quite a significant hole, quartzite does. So you can get threads through them quite a few times. So ladder weaves and all sorts of weaves and things like that. But as you say, that bubble necklace and bubble bracelet and Mark's Shambhala look type bracelets, the goddess bracelet, that's the word, is just fantastic in that size. A real statement, always usable. You'll never regret having those in your stash.
No, goodness, no. Because knowing
in fact,
that
you might regret it because there's going to be an occasion, isn't there? Oh, I wish I'd have got those.
That's it. And you can't go wrong with the sort of blacks and white staple pieces. So just stock up on them because you can always grab at them. Like you say, maybe with a couple of Esselons through or some of them, we've got some threads coming up as well. I just think a few of those through there, even knotted, a couple of colours knotted together and just have those would be beautiful as well.
Definitely.
10mm rounds, nice and easy to work with and perfect Perfect in that cloudy white, very unusual. 14.85 is where it should be. So 14.85 for 3 strands is where we should be for your 3 strands of quartzite rounds in the white 10mm. Wow, 7.95. Wow, for one of those bubble necklaces, I don't think you'd use more than a strand, would you?
No, you probably wouldn't. But again, because I'm into sort of this one colour gemstone look piece of jewellery, another fantastic way that you can use those is by starting off with that chain, with a piece of chain, and then wrap looping onto the chain, all different lengths. You could put 3 or 4 of those as a drop, and then and put that onto a link, or just have one, or make a big beaded bead as well.
Yeah, that would be amazing as a central drop, even on like a long lariat style necklace.
Yeah, exactly. But just those 3 restranded and put together with a clasp, say that big clasp that was on earlier, we had a big toggle clasp on earlier, would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
And it just looks so grown up.
It does, yeah, it really does. And I think these are incredibly versatile because if you've got kids on holiday or anything like that, you could do stretchy bracelets with them. We do some really great fun coloured elastics.
Yeah, a friend of mine, she did her granddaughter's little school Christmas fair. Yeah. And she made about 100 stretchy bracelets. Yeah. And honestly, okay, she put them on at $3.95 each, but none of those cost her even into sort of... They were all less than £1 that they cost her, but she put it all back into the school fund. But she sold them all. They all went, the stretches.
But I think if you saw a stretchy bracelet for £5, you'd go, oh yeah, brilliant, thanks very much. Nice coloured elastic in between, like I say, would take it on underneath. That would be gorgeous. You've got 3 strands of it at $7.95. You can probably get 2, if not 3 bracelets out of each strand.
Definitely.
Easy.
I mean, if you look at the big charm shops that are on the high street, I'm talking the significant ones at the moment, you know, that you walk in and buy charms at extortionate sort of amounts of money. Yeah. But they all start with that, the stretchy, in a one colour, and then put a charm carrier on. How much are those? Yeah,
and we do all of those components that you can do that with. Yeah, you could have one of those sort of from the Kumihimo sets. Yes. Have one of those in the middle, have a gorgeous charm, or even a different coloured round.
Jump ring. Yeah, a jump ring will be a charm carrier too. They're so popular.
Yeah, they really are. So $7.95, a must-go-to piece, I think. Well done. Right, let's pop that back in there. Oh my goodness.
Wow. I haven't seen that. If it's what I think it is.
It is what you think it is. It totally is. There's so much of it. Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
It's not until I see it again I realise how much I've missed it.
How much you love it.
Yeah.
For me, it's all that mix of natural, gorgeous colour, earthy, just beautiful. Look at all of that.
That's stunning.
I love it. Fancy Jasper.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Now, each strand has got 220 carats worth, which is huge. A huge, huge amount in there. Now, they go from 3x5 to 12x5. Look at all those colours in there. But they just, obviously, it's natural. Mother Nature determines that each of these trace elements create those wonderful colours, and they just sit together so nicely. But you've got greens and blues and sort of mustard colours, burgundies, chocolate browns. They are just so beautiful, and you've got so much there. The reason I love these nuggets so much is you can go from very delicate pieces of jewellery, so you could do just a couple maybe on a drop, brilliant, or you can go all out and do big sort of almost statement pieces. That could be the front of a statement necklace. You could have maybe just sort of a wax wire cone and then maybe some macrame or a chain. And that makes your sort of central feature piece. You're talking about genuine gemstones. As it moves, all those different colours show. And you're getting 4 strands of this, and I would imagine. Nuggets are always such great value.
They are, and those are sizable nuggets too as well. And I love just how well those colours all merge together beautifully. If you take the actual 4 strands, and put them around your neck, you know, the 4 strands, and double them up around your neckline. That necklace is so on trend at the moment. So if you take the other end, but give it a bit of a twist. That necklace, that necklace is stunning for me. It really is stunning.
That's
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Can you imagine that on a chocolate brown or a black dress.
That would be
How
amazing.
sophisticated that would
And
look.
that's it, isn't it? Because you look at them and you go, okay, the nuggets, oh, I love them. But you might think, oh, maybe a bit more casual jewellery, but no way. Not when...
That's huge catwalk jewellery for me.
Yeah, absolutely
Massive.
is. And that for me, that's the beauty of these, is you could go big, bold and statement, or you can go very delicate and very sort of elegant looking. And for me, it's a natural form of this. You've got natural colour, looks like it's been dragged from the mine. It just, they always are so beautiful.
Absolutely.
These are beautiful. So a forest of Jasper indeed. 4 strands you're getting here in 86 centimetres, but 220 in each strand, which is incredible. We're going to take all 4 of these strands. Oh my goodness, $8.95.
Gosh.
$8.95. So if you made that necklace that you were talking about, so taking those, in fact, let's do it because I loved it. Take that and make that gorgeous statement necklace. You'd obviously have an amazing clasp at the top. That, if you saw that, I think if you saw that in a sort of a fashion shop, it would be, well, it would have been an incredible amount, and you probably wouldn't even be looking at kind of natural gemstones. You'd be looking at something else.
I was looking at faux, yeah, definitely.
And you'd probably, I wouldn't, because I like to go and have a look and see what's out there and see what the trends are, and I love all that sort of stuff. But you'd probably see something like that about maybe £30, £35 in a non-genuine gemstone form.
Definitely.
So when you're looking at actual genuine gems, all you've got to do there is add, sort of restrand it all and add the sort of lengths to it and add a beautiful clasp.
Yeah, I mean, if
And
you
you're done.
can recreate that piece of jewellery that you've seen in a high street boutique, which possibly will be faux, and there's nothing wrong with faux.
No,
I love it.
no.
Because faux jewellery is really an interpretation of real stuff anyway, isn't it? You know, and it's all got its place. But if you can recreate a faux piece of jewellery in real gemstones, cheaper, which one are you going to buy anyway?
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are. You
Feel
kind
of
of
it
think,
as
you
well.
can't, yeah, you kind of think, well, the faux things might be so that it's a bit more affordable, but actually, if you
Not
can make your own
necessarily.
that suits you, is your own version of it, especially because not everybody makes to sell. Some people just make to wear, and that's it.
Yeah.
But how great if you can do that, make it your own, and do it at a fraction of the price of what
Exactly.
you would get in the shop.
Exactly.
Amazing. Lynette says, hi ladies, can you give my friend Lindsay a quick hello? She's interested in starting up with JM, just telling her how great you all are. Hello, Lindsay. Lovely. Now, I think with your first order, you get a lovely brochure, you get a DVD, start-up DVD. So that's always really nice to sort of kickstart. You can always have a look on YouTube. We've got some amazing DVDs to get you started. And they range from sort of the basic beginners all the way up to, and quite often on the same DVD as well, which is quite nice. So you can get started, learn a technique, and then sort of extend your knowledge within the same DVD.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have honestly and truly meddled in many, many creative hobbies, and I can hand on heart say that making jewellery has been the most simple of the lot, because it's just growing it.
Yeah.
You know, the techniques are so incredibly easy.
Yeah.
And possibly the most enjoyable from a, because you can use it, wear it. It's just so satisfying, I suppose that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, and how amazing as well if you're wearing your own pieces to go, nobody else has this.
At Christmas, I always have a Christmas dinner party every year, just before Christmas. And for the ladies, I made them a bracelet and some earrings each. And they were cultured pearls.
Wow.
And they were absolutely blown away. And honestly, again, hand on heart, my one friend said to me, I never thought I'd be able to wear a cultured pearl bracelet. You know, she said, I never thought I would be able to have one. And I said, well, come to Jewellery Maker, you can have several.
Yeah, that's it. And you kind of forget, don't you? Especially when it comes to things like that, you go, it's the same as in the shops.
Exactly.
But doesn't cost the same as in the shops.
Exactly.
Which is brilliant. So for $8.95 for all 4 strands, just love it. Right, let's pop those back in there. Oh, yes. Let's take a look at these. Now, I'm just going to do these, and I might hand over to you because you are quite the gem setting guru.
I can talk you
I
through it,
hear.
definitely.
Yeah, so let's have a little look at what we've got. Now, we've got 2 in a size 5, which is a UK J to K, and then we've got a size 7, which is an N to O. So I'm just going to pop these on here so we can have a little look. They are sterling silver. There you go. So there we are. So they are all sterling silver. Now, the size 5 smaller one will fit a 7mm round, and the larger will fit a 8mm round. I think that's great. If you are looking for those, you can have a look on the website. There'll be some there. Maybe have a look at gemcollector.com. You'll be able to see some of the gorgeous gems on there. But alternatively, if you want to fill it with polymer clay or resin or anything like that, but the fact that they are sterling silver, they are incredibly easy to work with. But I might hand over to you to perhaps tell us how easy it is.
Right, well, again, is a learning curve. When my daughter got engaged, we were out in America, and she'd chosen a stone out there. We have some friends who have a connection there. And we were leaving the next day, and I thought, oh, there's no way you can get that made up. But the gentleman said, oh, well, yes, there is, and, you know, if you'd like to go away or stay and watch. So I watched, and I thought, gosh, that looks easy. Yeah. So it is all about precision, really. It's all about popping in that gemstone that fits the mount. Okay, that's quite a crucial thing. Making sure that you've got that table, which is the top of the stone, nice and flat. It's all a matter about precision, eye to object, really. There on the website, if we still have any in stock at this minute in time, there are the gem setting tools, which again are very underwhelming. They won't overwhelm you at all.
Not at all. No.
And there's 1 or 2 gem setting sort of tuitions on our website. But again, very easy. It's just a matter, literally, see it as it is. Just you sort of push the claws away with the little pusher that's in the gem setting tool, and then making sure that you've got it nice and stable. And then it's a matter then of pushing those claws and popping them over the top. It's just take your time. Yeah. Take your time. It won't take a length of time, but take your time. Make sure it's nice and precise. And I would say, honestly, within half an hour, you've got a perfectly set, that's for a beginner, a perfectly set gemstone. Just don't look at it and think, oh, that's going to be complex, because it's not. Just see exactly, those claws are there, they're raised nice and high. They're there to pop over the gemstone, make sure the gemstone's secure. All the tools are there for the burnishing and everything. Should you make any little marks on the claws, the burnisher's there, job done.
And the beauty of it is it's exactly how they do it in the shop. Exactly. So you've got that final professional finish. How you do it. And you get to choose whatever gemstone you want to put in there, as long as it fits the specifications of the gem itself. You could have maybe your favourite gemstone, you could have your birthstone, you could have a gift for somebody else that you know that's their favourite gemstone, and just perfect that you can choose and you can decide what you want. Fran says, using the mounts, gems and toolkit, I've got compliments for the earrings and rings that I've set. That's brilliant. Well done, Fran. And so nice and so easy, like you say, so easy to work. You literally just drop the gem in and pull the claws over, and that's it. We've got 3 here. There is a trio of ring mounts. They are sterling silver. 22.85 is not where we're going to be. So instead of 22.85, we're going to drop these all the way down. Wow, to 12.95. There are so many people that have grabbed it, lots of multi-buyers as well, knowing that even at the 22.85 was incredible value. But don't do that. Take £10 almost back and enjoy that. Love that. So we only do, just to remind you, we do postage and packaging per day, so from midnight through to midnight. So that doesn't matter whether one little bag comes to you or you have to have a lorry deliver everything that you are getting. That will still only cost you £2.95. And I think sometimes when we see some of these heavier objects, we really appreciate how great that is, because that's well, normally you'd have to pay quite a substantial amount for postage and packaging, but when you just pay one, it doesn't matter whether it weighs much as a feather or...
Exactly. I mean, I've actually been put off from buying something I've really wanted from various places because the postage and packing has actually been more than the item.
Yeah, I've had that as well. I've had that before as well. So that's really nice. So it doesn't matter whether you have bought anything this morning with Eleanor or you're going to stay with us through to the late show with Ali. Makes no difference. It will still be that £2.95 for the whole day's purchases. Gorgeous. I'm just going to grab one of these so you can have a real look at them. There we go. Let's just pop that there because they are quite a substantial amount of silver you've got going on there.
There is. I mean, look at the, you know, they're exquisitely made, aren't
Yeah.
they? Those are. That, you know, that you would expect at that price for them to be quite sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Again, not a lot of silver probably is what you would think, but they are really, really heavy on silver.
Yeah, real substantial
Really heavy on
pieces.
silver.
So you know that if you are sort of using them and making those sort of claws and prongs hang over, you know that they're going to be nice and sturdy, nice and safe.
Well,
do
the
your work.
thing as well with sterling silver is when you are manipulating it, just because of the nature of it being sterling silver, it's just going to be so malleable.
That's it, that's it. Right, let's have a little look at these. Now, I think I may have left my little velvet
Yes, you have.
thing with you. Thank you. Ta-da! Right, let's have a look at these because there is a massive amount of these. I'm just going to lay a few out so that you can see. This is just adding to your stash. Stock up your stash. Now, we have got rose gold plated over the copper. You've got the earring posts and the butterflies, which I'll talk about just a little bit. 13mm on the back with a 3mm ball on them. Now, you are getting 100 pairs, not 100 pieces, 100 pairs. Now, I've never sort of gone out and never really thought about it actually, but apparently sometimes you get the earring posts without the butterfly.
Well, that's happened to me when, yeah, honestly,
That's so crazy.
I used to go, before I got the knowledge I've got now, I used to go to a little craft farm, as it were, and that's exactly how I bought them. I bought the butterflies separately to the posts.
And you're trying to match that up must be incredibly difficult.
Well, it is, because sometimes they might not have the amount of butterflies that you need for the amount of posts that you need, or vice versa.
Yeah,
so, you know,
that's it,
bit daft,
absolutely.
really.
I know lots of designers as well. Like you said, you made a bracelet and a pair of earrings as a nice little sort of table gift for people. When I speak to a lot of designers, they go, oh yes, I'll take probably, say, a couple out of my strand, sell those as earrings, and 9 times out of 10, that'll pay for my entire strand, and the rest is the extra that I can work with. And when you're seeing so many of these, not everybody likes a long drop on it. You might, especially for me, for a pearl, I would probably want like just a sort of a minimal drop on it because it's classic and it's elegant, and that's what I would want. So when you've got the stud with the loop on them, it just allows you to have something a little bit different.
Yep, definitely.
And you can add to it jump rings, chainmail, the works to it.
Yep.
Anything that you want, you can add to it. But there are 2 lots in here, that's why you're getting so many. So 100 pairs in total, which is crazy. There's so many, especially when that can be your money maker. That can be the bit that reaps your money back, and then you can go crazy with the rest of it.
Yeah, again, I mean, you saw how quickly I made that Praise Your Light earring. I mean, the thing is, if you do craft stalls and go to craft shows and that's great to have there, because you can actually get someone, if they want to choose their own favourite gemstone, pearl, whatever, and you can make them one in a matter of minutes.
Absolutely you can. And £9.95 for 100 pairs.
Wow.
That's amazing. That is amazing. 100 pairs at £9.95. Whoa, that's incredible. And if that is going to be kind of your money maker, that's the best way to do it.
Well, earrings, I think, are, to be honest. Anybody, well, again, let's go back to the 80-20 rule. I think 80%, don't quote me, but I think 80% of women probably wear earrings.
Yeah.
So I think earrings followed by rings. That's the next one.
Yeah, I would say so. That's kind of my order.
Next. Yeah, yeah. I think, I mean, we all do. I mean, those of us who've got pierced ears have obviously had them pierced because we want to wear earrings. Yep. And then those of us that haven't will still wear the sort of the clip-on varieties. So we're all interested in wearing earrings.
Yeah.
And I think it can be certainly on the context of time, because it doesn't take a long time to make a pair of earrings. That's where the money can add up a little bit more because you're not putting a lot of time into it because you don't need to.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So that's brilliant. £9.95 for 100 pairs. Right, let's pop those back in here. There we go. Linda, are you ready?
Yeah.
I have the answer.
Oh, have you got the answer?
To your burning question.
Gosh, this is something I can no longer lose sleep over.
Why are they called findings? I'm just going to read this out. I've not read this yet, so I'm just going to read it out. The term findings originated from a time when jewellers had to make every component they needed for a piece of jewellery. Every jeweller, his or her apprentice, had to be able to make their own components. Each project required the jeweller or apprentice to hammer out of a sheet of gold or silver and draw lengths of wire. Being cautious, they generally hammered and drew a little more metal than was needed. The leftover bits would be set aside for later, used on smaller projects or to modify an existing piece of jewellery. These bits came to be called findings.
Wow. I'll stop losing sleep over that now.
I'm sorry that you had to so far.
Honestly, I've searched and searched, so whoever found that, well done. Because I've searched and searched, and yeah, I'll take that one. That sounds completely logical.
Search no longer. All right then. Oh, I'm so excited to do these. It is no time for a style buy. Wow, these are beautiful. These are absolutely beautiful. Now, we have seen them in the gold version, is that right? So we've seen them in the gold and the silver. So now we have them in the rose gold. I have to say that when these were seen before, they were in and gone. We only have how many chances? 54 chances, and that is it. They're already going, and you are getting 5 of them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can see the best way to hold these. Let's take a look at this. So let's pop this on here. Now, wow, so half the stock has already gone. Take a look at those beauties. We have got rose gold plating over sterling silver. These are beautiful finished bracelets. It's a mini curve chain, which I love. I think it's ever so delicate, so beautiful. 1 mil, 17 centimetre length. It's got 3 centimetre extender for me. It's 5 left. Well, they went fast, didn't they? Fast, yes. Loved that.
Surprising.
Now, apparently so you didn't have time. So whose fault was it? So you were supposed to set the price, but you didn't actually have time to set the price, so that's not right, but that's what it is. £12.95 for 5 of them. That's £2.60 a chain.
Gosh. I mean, I've said it before, but before Jewellery Maker, I used to buy my chain in the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham. We got a really good one. And I was, in the majority of cases, I was buying chain by the inch, and it was anything from £2.95 upwards. Oh yeah, yeah, easy. They are all gone, I think. Wow, that was amazing. Now, we had a little message earlier about storage boxes. Is it 2? Hold on. Oh, here they are. These are, now I love these because they are both sides. That's why I love them. Now, the beauty obviously is that they're clear. You don't have to go rifling through everything to go and find exactly what you've got in here. There they all are. Right, let's have a little look at what we've got because these are brilliant. They are amazing space savers. So getting organised, I need these in my life. So this is one side, and as I flip it over, oh, we've got the other side as well. How brilliant is that? 2 different types there as well. So they're your longer lengths. And these ones have got length and the squares in the centre. So that's brilliant. You're getting 2 of those. I don't know, people that are organised, I would probably imagine would quite like them to all match up. Do you know what I mean? If you're getting nice and organised, it's really nice that they all sort of match and they all sit together nicely. And yeah, I mean, they say, what do they say about a tidy mind is something. It doesn't work for me quite because I'm not untidy. No. But I like to think I was more organised than I was.
Right, okay, yeah.
But for things like, it's normally findings that I'm rooting for, to be honest. Things like jump rings and the little crimp beads and things like that. The little circular ones are absolutely perfect for that. And because they're stackers, you can have all the various different types of metal through them.
Of course you can. My favourite bit as well is that because they all stack together, you can mix and match them if you want. So they all sort of stack together. You can take the bottom one off and have that stacked on. These are just brilliant. And I think when you want to be able to find everything. You don't want to be wasting time looking for things because you've just thrown it in a drawer. That would be a nightmare. Also, they would get damaged. And if you're paying good money for things like findings, then you don't want to lose any of that and just having to keep buying everything all the time.
They are really easily lost, some of the tiny
they
are as well. But if again you're doing craft shows, and that is perfect for transporting, isn't it, from A to B?
Yeah.
There's nothing more frustrating than think, I can't find my jump rings.
No.
Or rooting in a jumble of a box.
That would be me.
Jump ring.
That would be me.
You know, so it's much easier. And obviously, again, it's a time cost thing. It makes everything much more efficient.
Of course it does. Of course it does. And you're paying good money for things. You want to look after them. You want to look after them, and to get all 4 of these is brilliant. So Get Organised 2016. 4 storage boxes should be at 1180. That's already really good, isn't it?
It is.
Should be at 1180. $4.95. No brainer. No brainer for me.
Amazing. And it's not, storage is actually quite costly if you look in crafts.
It really is as well.
Specific craft, specific storage for purpose.
Yeah.
You know, this is for spices, this is for that. Actually makes the cost of them, strangely enough, go up.
Yeah.
But okay, potentially you'll use these for jewellery things, but I can just see those. I've got some saffron that a friend has bought me for Christmas from Spain, and I can just see that would be where I'd keep my saffron, in one of those little.
You're very
round pots
fancy.
and things. I know, a Christmas present, that's saffron
I
for
know
Christmas.
I am.
But you know, but things like that, things that you
all spices in here would be gorgeous, and you can see exactly what you've got.
It's not necessary. Everything has got a purpose, but some things have more purposes than
others. Yeah, that's it. And I think it's really nice that you could, if you wanted to, put sticky little labels on there if you wanted to as well, so you knew exactly what was in there. If you were using them for other things other than sort of findings or gorgeous gemstones or anything like that. I love the fact that you can mix and match these. That's what I love about that. Like if you just take them, if I take the bottom one off, and there it goes, and you can stack them. You can have as many things as you want. You can have teeny weeny little ones.
I'd love to have one about 2 feet tall. They've got all my crimp beads, crimp bead covers, and jump rings, and all those tiny little things like that in there.
Yeah.
That would it would be so organised.
Yeah.
I would walk into the little room where I've got all my jewellery making thing, and I have a shelf there, and go, there it is. It's just, it keeps your mind flowing as well. You don't lose the thing that you wanted to make before you went to look for the piece that's missing.
That's it, that's it. But even sort of things like supplements or anything like that, if you wanted to sort of separate them off and have 7 in a row and have one for every day of the week, brilliant. Like you say, it doesn't necessarily have to stick with what it says on the tin to do.
No, absolutely not. As I say, that has got, I would imagine, several uses.
Yeah.
I will definitely use it for my jewellery making without a shadow of doubt.
Course, of course.
My saffron, I'll try to buy another set.
Another set for your saffron?
Yeah.
Fancy. Right, let's have a look at these. Let's lay these out. Let's have... Ooh. What? Let's pop all of these on here so you can have a little look. So you're getting 15 in total. You're getting 5 in each colour. Let's pop them on there. There we go. In fact, actually, let's pop them on there. Now, for me, these are brilliant because if you're looking maybe for bridal headwear, perhaps, I know Sheila makes some gorgeous sort of pieces like that, but but going on from that, you might go to a prom, a dinner dance, the races. You might go to a wedding as a guest. You might not necessarily want to wear a hat, but gorgeous little fascinator instead, because they're ever so popular. But even at the races, I would imagine someone fancy like you going to escort. Be really nice to have something like that in your hair to have as just a little extra. Some people don't like wearing hats, all a bit too much, but maybe a gorgeous little fascinator would be stunning.
Yeah, again, from a jewellery maker's point of view, and I'm talking if you are sort of selling and things like that, you will have lots of times when people will actually look at hair combs.
Yeah.
Because they somehow seem to be, if you go into a bridal shop, you will see them, and they are incredibly expensive.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They really are. But so consequently, but we love looking at them. It was the first thing my daughter bought when she got married, was a hair, what she was wearing in her hair.
Yeah.
And they're a joy to make. They really are. To have the 3 colours is great, because again, you know, you've got something for everybody. There's lots of different ways that you can use them. You can utilise them as well. Lots of designers have used them.
Yeah, take them and pull them apart
and things like that. So. But specific for use, you'll find that most people who actually come to jewellery craft fairs or jewellery stores and things like that will have an interest in hairwear.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. And you're talking about kind of having bridal headwear, even for a veil. Some people don't like the whole, but they have a nice little one just tucked in,
absolutely.
Which is beautiful. So I love this. So we have got gold colour, rose gold and silver. So there's 5 in each. And like you say, you can pull them apart, mix and match them, do whatever you want with them. They are quite easy to manipulate. So for 15 pieces, we're going to drop these all the way down. Oh, well, $6.95. Even if you just use them as a comb with nothing on them. $6.95. These are brilliant. Making them 46p each.
I don't think you can get the plastic for that much. I mean, forgive me if you can, but I don't think you can, and those are so brittle.
Yeah.
They break so easily. But another thing about these combs is, Sheila makes bridal wear, as do I, and I've got a big black and gold wedding later on in the year that I'm doing.
Gatsby style?
And, and I am using the gold ones for that. And as I say, it's just such a joy to make. But I said to the bride, as a friend of a friend's daughter, just first of all, you must try and see what you think. Is this the route that you want to go up? And honestly, her first comment was, they're really comfortable. And they're really comfortable because they're the correct shape.
Yeah.
You get a lot of combs that don't have the correct bend.
Don't have the curve
I know
in
it
them.
sounds silly.
No, it's true.
But a lot of combs don't have the right bend. So you end 2 edges tend to stick up.
Yeah.
Which is blooming annoying.
Yeah.
But these have the right curve and they are very comfortable just because of that.
Yeah. Definitely worth having a go. $6.95. That's just an add to your order.
Absolutely.
And I think, what if you added some gorgeous little pearls and maybe some feathers on? What sort of price point?
Again, sky's the limit. You can have a single comb and you can have a really big dramatic statement dropper, or you can just follow the curve of the comb with little pearls or little gemstones, whatever, and that will look as attractive. But sky's the limit. Again.
Absolutely. And for $6.95 for 15 of them.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Now let's take a look at. I love these. Love, love, love these. So here we have got shell pearls, still an organic gemstone, taken sort of and put together. So you're always going to get that perfect round to them, which some people love that. You've got the cultured pearls, so you've got that as your natural organic gemstone. We've still got a natural style of gemstone, but we are guaranteeing the fact that they are that perfect round, which is really great, I think. Here we have got the hot pink shell pearl, they're 4mm. Then you've got the light green, and they are 8mm, and then the gorgeous pink, which are 12mm. Now, when you're looking at something like this, you know again that you could do either that bubble style necklace, or you could just use maybe 1 or 2, because you've got the different shapes or different sizes of them. So you've got anything from drop earrings to bracelets to full statement necklaces, which is lovely. Do you find that when you make jewellery, do you quite like using the shell pearl?
I love shell pearl.
Yeah.
I honestly love shell pearl. I like the uniformity of it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you can get virtually any colour.
Yeah.
Any hue, any shade of colour in shell pearl. I just think they are. It's it's a fun look, it's a younger look.
Yeah.
But, you know, cultured pearls, obviously, I absolutely adore. But shell pearl, I also adore. It's just slightly different.
Yeah.
There was a lady, well, this sounds a bit sort of, ooh, but there was, I was in Venice a couple of years ago, and there was a lady in one of the, a very small museum I was in, and she was of a significant age, but she came in, obviously because now I know gemstones,
yeah.
and she was wearing the biggest, hugest shell pearl necklace, which was probably 8 or 9 graduated strands.
Oh, wow.
I'm not kidding. She looked amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, her clothes were wonderful, but this was definitely shell pearl. I mean, they were like 20, 30 mil.
Oh,
so
wow.
I knew that these were shell. And whoa, I thought, wow, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Just
Still so
perfect.
glamorous.
Yeah.
And it is that, if you want that perfect finish,
Well,
you
this
can
is
get
this
that.
is what I like about the fact that this lady chose to wear them, as did Coco Chanel.
Yeah.
She said it doesn't matter if they're faux, it doesn't matter if they're real, just wear pearls.
Yeah.
Just wear them.
Just wear pearls.
Every
yeah.
lady should wear ropes and ropes, and it doesn't have to be real.
No.
You know, whatever. Again, horses for courses, but whatever. But just wear them.
Yeah, absolutely. And at $9.95, that does make it affordable for everyone.
Totally.
Because that's 3 strands there, and I love those different the different sizes of them. I love the different
Absolutely.
shades of colour to them as well. And if you were to mix these all together in, say, that kind of bubble style necklace, gorgeous, because you've got the different sizes, all those wonderful pops of colour, just really fun, really young and bubbly.
Yeah. Shell pearl for me gives me, if somebody wants statement, but a soft statement,
Yeah.
I'll go with shell pearl.
Yeah.
Every single solitary time.
Yeah.
It gives that drama, but it softens.
Yeah, absolutely. These are fab, and at $9.95, and you even see it. Like, I live in London, I go to the boutique shops. Sometimes you'll see synthetics, but sometimes you'll see shell pearl in the really high end. You'll still see that shell pearl in there.
Well, there is a very significant designer that quite blatantly makes jewellery, fantastic, amazing jewellery. I ripped some out of a magazine a few months ago, and it said shell pearl.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was probably about a 12 mil shell pearl, and honestly, this is a significant designer. It was 4 figures.
Wow.
And honestly, the description was shell pearl.
Yeah, wow.
You know, it was 4 figures. Okay, you've got that designer element to
Impact
it, which
to
obviously
it.
escalates the price.
But still the same
but
component.
using that component.
That's
yeah.
it. You could replica that, have it for yourself, and you've got $9.95 for 3 strands of it, which is brilliant. So well done if you have managed to grab that. Let's pop that in there. It is now time, oh yeah, for a standby. All right then, welcome back. As soon as I saw this, for me, this is pure beauty and pure glamour, and this is just, it's just a stunning, stunning collection of beautiful amethyst rondelles, and it's just put together just incredibly perfect when you're looking at it. It is just stunning. It is one of the most precious and valuable stones belonging to the quartz group. Recognised as the official birthstone of February, so you've got real significance to this. It's got value, it's got beauty, and a significance to it. As we spoke about earlier, it's that iron impurity that gives amethyst that gorgeous, rich, purple colour, and this is completely natural. So that lovely intensity of colour. Quite often you need to see a slightly larger gemstone to get, sort of the larger the gemstone gets, the more intense the colour that gets. But these are picked and cut to perfection so that each and every single one of these has got that real intensity of colour. Now we know since purple is considered one of the royal colours, it always has real historical importance and kind of power to it. So you already know you've got a regal finish to that beautiful colour. It features in the crown jewels. Was a favourite of Catherine the Great, and also kind of Egyptian royalty as well. So we know that this has got heritage to it, it's got beauty to it, and all because of that wonderful colour. holds a really high place in the ranks of the Christian church. It's also good quality of amethyst, shows all that beauty and brilliance, and that's what you're getting in every single one of these beautiful amethyst. So we're looking at that wonderful gemstone, then we're looking at the fact that it's on sterling silver with gold plating over the top. We have got beautifully put together. We've got 1/2 meter's worth of every single one of these put together. Look at that. And for me, using such a perfect gemstone, such a high-end gemstone with that regal connotation to it, it has to be perfect. Just look at those. Each and every one has to be perfectly put together. This is not something that you could do in 5 minutes.
No, well, you know, when I just quickly demonstrated that wrapped loop on the Bracelet, well, think how many times you've got to do that on that, but that one is going to be perfect. You know, you really do have to concentrate on making these wrap loops uniform. So that would probably take you hours. It's just stunning. You don't really need to, I mean, that's an exquisite necklace.
You don't have to do anything.
Isn't it unusual?
It's so, I love it.
Eye-catchingly unusual. So you don't have to do anything.
No.
Other than perhaps take an inch off either end so that you've got the matching earrings.
Matching earrings. And there's plenty at the back.
Exactly.
There's plenty at the back to be able to do that. That for me is exquisite. All that hard work is done for you.
Absolutely.
That perfection is done for you. But you're not missing out on anything. There's nothing that's done that you couldn't do. It's still handcrafted. It's just taking all that beauty and saving you so much time.
Well, exactly. It is saving time, but also it's saving gemstones, because you imagine you're going to, I don't know how many stones are on there, how many gemstones are on there. A lot. But there is a lot. So you quite possibly need to buy the sterling silver findings.
Oh, definitely.
And then you need to buy possibly 2 strands of amethysts.
Yeah.
Just before you start.
Before you even start.
Yeah.
Absolutely you do. And when they're natural and they've got that intensity of colour and that beauty, it's difficult to get hold of that at that sort of size.
Again, they've been colour matched, haven't they? They've been sort of sorted. I've seen them sort them in India and that. Then you know that they will sit there for hours colour matching. They don't just pick them up and instinctively make the chain from a pot. They actually colour code them.
Absolutely. And for me, that looks stunning like that. You're talking about India, and for me, this has got that kind of. Indian women are so glamorous, and that kind of, with all those gorgeous saris and all the jewellery that goes with it. And for me, this has got this kind of beauty to, and they're so glamorous.
Exactly.
And it's exquisite pieces.
Exactly.
And I just think when you do look at something like this, how stunning, and you don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
You just have to put a clasp on the end of it.
But, you know, from a jewellery maker's point of view, from a creative point of view, that is a stunning necklace.
Yeah.
That's a necklace I would like to stand here and make anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to take me a while to make it. I would like to make it from a creative point of view, but, you know, I know when that price is going to come up, I think, no, buy it.
Yeah. Get 2, get 3. Yeah. No. So, well, I thought it was more than that. I thought that's the price we were going to. But we're not going to do that.
Oh, my word.
Oh, that's lovely. That's your posted packaging back for the day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So $21.95 for a gold-plated sterling silver gemstone cluster chain. It incorporates 30 carats worth of beautiful natural amethyst. Each one of those amethysts are cut and faceted by hand, and that is a 1/2 meter to be working with. That for me is incredible. Why would you not want to take advantage? Because like you say, you've got to buy the amethyst in the first place. So it's probably, you're probably right, it's probably 2 strands. You've got to get them colour matched to perfection. Not only that, you've also then got to get the sterling silver with gold plating over top, which is not easy to get hold of.
Exactly.
And then you've got to sit there and, well, for me it would probably be weeks, but for most would be hours of work.
Yeah, at $21.95, if you made that, you couldn't possibly sell it under, you couldn't possibly sell it under £70, I wouldn't have
No,
thought, because of, if you put a sensible price on your time, you couldn't possibly.
No.
And then if you're selling on, same thing.
Yeah.
Don't undersell it.
Absolutely.
You know, if you wanted to make bracelets from it,
yeah,
and not necessarily using
Even.
all of the chain as a bracelet, add some extender chain to it, and make a series of bracelets. You're going to get your money back easily. I mean, my daughter she loves delicate jewellery, and she would absolutely love a bracelet like that. And as you say, the amethyst is perfect.
Oh, the amethyst for me is exquisite.
Yeah.
To see such a deep colour of the amethyst, I'm going to try it on.
It is, it's just so beautiful.
Oh, so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Right, if I was to put a clasp on the back of that, for it to sit there, I have got, oh, now I've got caught. There we go. I have got that much left over. So you've got that, you could probably get 2 pairs of earrings out of that.
Easily, but you know, just simply again from a jewellery maker's point of view, I would literally put at least 1.5 inches either side before the clasp goes in of an extender chain.
Yeah.
It actually makes it easier to do the clasp up yourself.
So if you hadn't, so that's how much I had left over.
Yeah, I'd take another 3 inches off of that.
So take about there.
Yeah, and then equate that with some extender chain.
So you probably got again. So you could probably get 2 out of it.
It again.
That's amazing. So if you got 2 out of that, even if you sold them at £45.
And the thing is that you can perceive the value in that simply because of the colour of the amethyst.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
perceived value is definitely
there, and it's a gemstone that everyone knows. Even if you're not a fan of gemstones, everyone knows. You've only got to go to look at makeup. It's now amethyst purple for nail varnish, for lipstick, that sort of stuff. So everybody knows about it. It is one that everybody will hone in on. You've got your money back guarantee. I just think for £21.95, that is totally worth it and more. You make a gorgeous necklace out of that. You can have one, and that's going to cost you what? So that's with the findings as well. That's about £13, £14
at the most.
And that's incredible value for something that looks so big. There are so many multi-buyers.
Well, I mean, even not so much perhaps from a sales point of view, but you know, for a relative's present, you know, if sort of somebody really close to you, that's where you sort of spend significantly more than perhaps the usual. But you know, if you've got sort of a £10 budget or something like that, and you're going to be money's in if you do a little bracelet or a pair of earrings.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, the value of it is so much more had you bought it over a jewellery shop counter.
Absolutely. Right, I'm going to pop that back on there. We're going to go for a short break. I can see so many people with it in their basket, so please do check that out because the value on that is amazing. We have got this coming up as a next star buy for you. We're going to go for a break, but when we come back, we will be doing this in the next hour. That is gorgeous. We've got a kit as well coming up. We've got sapphires and pearls coming up with Linda off the break, so you can see how to work with that. I think you're going to teach us another new technique. We're kind of taking it back to basics again, aren't you? Which, for me, I'm very excited about because I know which one you're doing, so I'm excited to find out and learn all about that. So we'll be back after the break doing that and a whole heap more, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you all in a moment.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Morganite was first discovered in California in the early 20th century. News spread quickly and it became of special interest to George Frederick Kunz, a well-known and respected gemologist and gem collector from New York. In 1911, Kunz later discovered the gem in Madagascar and suggested naming this pink variety of beryl Morganite. Along with emerald and aquamarine, Morganite is now one of the most popular gemstones from the color beryl family. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker. Get creative with Mark Smith with his Craft Fair DVD. Mark guides you through 6 sections of fascinating techniques that sell the best on his very own successful craft fairs. He concludes this DVD by sharing his own tips and hints that make his own stalls very popular. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques. There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
All right then, welcome back to Jewellery Maker. We have got some gorgeous pieces. Linda, you have made this kit look amazing. We're just going to have a little sneaky peek at some of your pieces that you've made. So let's have a little pan across all those wonderful pieces. That's gorgeous. That is stunning. You've got a little pair of earrings underneath. Lovely. So you've got... and then some more. These, I love all these pearls, all the different sizes and slightly different shapes of them. Yeah. Just gorgeous. We've also then got more sort of, I love these little clusters here. They're so cute. I love them. They look great. Lovely, lovely. Now, for me, this is such a high-end kit. So high-end for me. I'm going to take a look at all of these beautiful pearls to start with. So we've got 5 strands of pearls. That's what we've got here. We have got freshwater cultured button pearls, baroque top drilled rice beads. I think I'm missing some info. That's all right. Let's take a little look at all of those. So these have got, I love the size of these.
Aren't they pretty?
These top drilled ones are
Gorgeous.
Fabulous. Oh, actually, maybe I think they're all the 3 strands
Yes,
of the
they
same.
are.
Yeah,
They
so
are.
they're the,
They are.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we've got all. So the 3 of the Brock style, they're 8 by 7. Then I love these top drilled. They're 7 by 6, and then the buttons are 4 by 5. So 5 beautiful classic pearl strands.
Gorgeous.
Which is
Yeah.
amazing from the off. See, 5 strands altogether. It's fabulous. So there are your 5 strands of pearls. They just look amazing. I love them. Let's pop those back on there. Then we've got these sapphire nuggets. Now, these are huge. These are absolutely huge.
They are. They are huge. It's just such a nice sort of diversity with the
Yeah.
pearls and the sapphires.
I'm just
they
gonna-
really, really work together.
They really do. And
Yeah.
I was saying, I think it's the compromise between the fact that you've got such a deep colour and that kind of rough nugget look.
Exactly.
To the perfect beauty of those
I love
pearls.
a natural gemstone. I like an unpolished gemstone. It's got lots of drama. It's got sort of almost, it's got sparkle within there because it hasn't been polished. Also, you can almost see the mineral waiting to sort of escape and pop, because I can see lots and lots of twinkles coming from there, almost druzy effects.
It has got an almost druzy effect. Yeah, you're so right. So that's your sapphire nuggets, 330 carats worth. They are huge. Then we've got these, which are always so crazy popular. In here we have got sterling silver stardust beads. They're 4 mil in their size. Look at them. And you're getting 30 of them. Getting 30 of those in there. Now, for me, I just love them. I think the glitter effect to them, that sparkle, that against the sapphires as well is the beauty of that kind of glittery effect.
Absolutely.
They are stunning. And then, look, I love this.
This is just so exquisite. It's just so perfect.
This is amazing. Now, this is a sterling silver bezel set sapphire. The connector is about 13 by 6 mil. How gorgeous is that?
Isn't it beautiful?
That is
It is
so
just
stunning.
gorgeous.
I love that, and I love the way you've added it into the piece as well. So, what a collection. We're talking about sterling silver, we're talking about pearls, and we're talking about stunning classic blue sapphires. Just, for me, it's so high-end. The glamour, the sort of exquisite look to each of your pieces, but the ability to make anything that you want from them, but they're all going to look so high-end and so glamorous.
Definitely.
They are beautiful. I love it. Love, love, love this kit. So for 5 strands of pearls, a strand, well, a double strand of your sapphires, a sterling silver stardust rondelle beads, and that wonderful sapphire connector, well, 53.60 for me is already amazing, because you've got 5 strands of pearls in there. That's already looking at the pearls have been about £10 each. Oh! 39, that's amazing. 39, that's ridiculous. 39.95. You've got 5 strands of freshwater cultured pearls in there. 5 strands. Plus an entire strand of your sapphires, plus sterling silver, plus the bezel connector. And that's amazing value.
Again, it's confusing. It confuses me. I'm sorry. I just get a little bit confused with prices, because when, as I say, we've said all afternoon so far, if you just go out and buy jewellery, buy high-end jewellery, buy gemstone jewellery, if you saw a strand of pearls for $39.95 and they've got the title, these are freshwater cultured pearls, you wouldn't blink an eye, would you?
Plus the sapphire, that's 6. We've got the rondelles, sterling silver, 30 pieces, and that sterling silver bezel set sapphire. If you break it down, that's £5 per piece.
Wow.
And if you saw a strand of pearls come on, these are really sizable. And we went, that is $4.95. everyone would go, yes, please, and I'll take 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. If they were on as singularly, they would just completely and utterly just go in a heartbeat, wouldn't they?
So for me, the beauty is that we've done that 8 times.
Exactly.
So you get 8 of those pieces at that £5 mark.
Exactly. You can't go wrong with white pearls, can you? There's always a market for
of course
white
there
pearls.
is,
There's
yeah.
always, you know, you yourself can wear white pearls. I mean, you know, you might grow into pearls, you might already enjoy pearls, but at some point you'll be wearing pearls.
That is amazing. If you were to sell, so this is the one we're going to have a little sneaky peek at, if you were to sell that or see that being sold, now bearing in mind they are genuine freshwater cultured pearls, quite a substantial amount in there, inclusive of sterling silver.
Yep.
What sort of bracket are you looking at, would you think?
Right. Now, if that was in a shop window in, I can only speak from my own.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
So let's say that is in the shop window of a small handmade jewellery shop in my village. I think that is going to be £250.
Amazing.
I really do. I mean, okay, you might sort of disagree, but from knowing that these are white, freshwater, cultured pearls with sterling silver stardust beads, I would replace the chain at the back with sterling silver chain.
Of course.
I personally know I wouldn't be able to sell it for £250 myself, but I'd certainly want...
What would you sell it for?
I would put that on at, around 90. If I was selling, say, in a hotel foyer or something like that, I'd probably put 150 on it. If I personally myself, I was at one of my craft sales, I would put that on £79.95. But I would also have a little sort of piece of card there saying exactly what it is, exactly what materials I'm using.
It's consisting of,
and if I had got the certificate of authenticity, I would photocopy all of those.
Yeah.
too.
That's amazing. And now you're going to show us how to do that. So if you've got that kit, even if you only make for yourself, even if you don't sell, you're still wearing that value.
Exactly.
And the rest for another day.
And the rest. We're going to do a ladder weave here, which I know has been done before, but a ladder weave has various different guises, and it's all reliant on the shape of gemstone or pearl that you're using, and also where the drill hole is.
Yeah.
Now, I had the choice, obviously, of my little button pearls or of my baroque pearls or of my top drill pearls. I have never done a ladder weave with top drill pearls before. And I thought, let's wait and let's see.
Just see what it looks like.
I wasn't particularly confident that I would carry on with it. I thought they might not sit together because they're top drilled. But I was really, really pleased with the result.
That's good.
So I started off using the little stardust beads.
Yeah.
So taking the length of monofilament. Again, I apologise if it's difficult for you to see, but monofilament for a necklace like this using pearls, unless you're knotting pearls, I think monofilament is the way to go because it's gentle, it's soft, it gives a non-static, a non-solid look to the finished product. Cool. So I'm going to thread on. So I will talk as I thread because I know you can't really see the threading. Thread on 4 of the little stardust beads.
Yep.
Would you mind very much if I move that over there, because otherwise I'm going to be reaching through camera and across. Thank you.
There we go.
So I thread on the 4 little stardust beads. And these little sterling silver stardust beads have got a very, very large hole through the centre. So to be honest, if you want to use beading thread in some other design with the stardust beads, that's fine. It's no problem at all. If you want to wire them, that's absolutely fine. Macraming kumihime with them, perfect, because they've got really, for a 4mm bead, they've got a very large hole.
Cool.
So what we do now is let whatever you've threaded on go and drop into the very centre of the thread that you're using. Then, excuse me,
it's all right.
It's sorry, I've had a throat thing, but it's just the air conditioning dries out. Just excuse me, we'll have a quick
No,
drink.
please do,
One
please
second,
do. Oh, go for it.
It won't sound so incredibly croaky.
That's all right.
Right, thank you.
Right.
So it doesn't matter which side that you go for, but take one side of the thread and then working into sort of a circular motion, take that thread through the first bead that you come to in line. So you're going round in a circle and you pop that thread, again working with monofilament. It doesn't behave itself studio-wise as well as beading thread does, but that's only studio-wise, it will for you. And then holding on to the beads, because the object is to try and keep as much these beads into central position as possible. So that you've got, because you're doing a weave, you need to have virtually equal amounts of thread either side of that that top bead, otherwise you're going to run out of thread on one of them. So that's joined together, and so now what I want to do is I've decided that really could do with another row. So to do another row of the ladder weave is just popping. We're working in a series of 4s. There's the first 4. Now this bead here, this top bead that I've threaded through, is going to be the first of the next row. So to make up the 4, consequently I only need to be using 3 more beads. So to do that, I thread on 2 on one side. Again, it really doesn't matter which side, the end product is exactly the same. So thread 2 on one side, so now we're working with 3 beads. This now being the 4th is 1 on the other side.
Cool.
Now, with the thread that's got the 1 bead on, so we've got 1 on one side and 2 on the other, the thread that's holding 1 bead, again in a circular manner, take that thread over and through the first of the 2 beads that are sitting on the other thread. Pop through any moment. It gets warm, the monofilament does, under the lights. And again, pull that through. When you've pulled that through, you've got literally so you've got 2 sets of what appear to be 4. Okay, so that's the beginning of it.
That's cute.
Now, I want to do this ladder weave from the beginning. In other words, I'm not going to thread on 3 in a 1 to start the ladder weave in the pearls. I want to actually start a proper 4 beaded pearl ladder weave. So in order to do that, I'm just going to thread on 1 of the top drill pearls on one side, just 1, okay, and let that drop down. Take the thread that you haven't threaded onto and pass through in exactly the same way.
So obviously found that they had enough of a drill hole to be able to go through.
Yeah, for monofilament, definitely.
That's good, to be able to do a weave
Unlikely
like
with the beading thread, but definitely with the monofilament.
That's great.
Okay, so now we've got the first of 4 there, sitting there now. So what I need to do now to start off that ladder weave with a 4 followed by 3s is 2 on one side, and this is the sort of learning curve that you go through. Is you can have a weave that you use all the time, but if you use it with something that's either drilled differently or shaped differently, the end look can be completely different.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the magic will work. Probably become more apparent on the next one. So now we've got 2 on one side and 1 on the other.
Yep.
So again, taking the thread that's got the 1 on, take it through the first on the thread that has 2 on. And pass that through. Pull through, and then again, pull tightly. Now what you'll see will happen is that the thread, if I pop that one round, the thread now encourages that first pearl that I threaded through twice to stand up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I found was, now I'm just going to continue with the normal ladder weave of 2 on one side and 1 on the other. knowing full well that that very first one, is because of the weave and because of the way that the pearls have been drilled, because they've been top drilled, it pushes that first one uppermost.
Yep.
So if I thread on 2 on one side again, and then 1 on the other side, that will happen. Oops. Sorry.
It's all right. While you're threading those on, I think I might do these for S-lons.
Yeah, let me move these out your way.
That's all right. All right. So what we have here is those gorgeous S-lon threads. These are brilliant for any kind of weaving. They're great for micro macrame. I'm just going to double check the sizes. Yeah, so we've got in the light grey, we have got 0.4. We've also got the petrol grey, which again is a 0.4, the turquoise, which is 0.4, but the gold, which is a 0.3. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, these are great for maybe some pearls, but the 0.3, I understand might actually go, because they're quite, I might just grab the end. It's very, very thin, so that will actually go through, especially if you've got a pearl reamer as well, it will go through.
Yes. Now, yeah, it may go through a lot of pearls. Now, if you are threading with something like S-lon into a pearl or a gemstone that's got sort of a significantly smaller hole than others, then the best thing to do with the S-lon thread itself is to form it into a needle on the end. So if you just get a little bit of glue, okay, again the E6000 is fine, and pop it onto a surface that you're not bothered about, an old plate or something that you're not bothered about, and keep that specifically for use. Just put a few drops of glue and then drag the thread through it, and then again perhaps using gloves or something, just, do you want me to do it?
Yeah, can you do it? Thanks. That would be amazing.
Right, we just
because
need...
these, I think, because if you're using kind of pearls, or even the shell pearl, because obviously they've got much larger drill hole, to do pearl knotting in between, especially if you've got a white, I think these colours look beautiful. It's just a tiny little dot of colour as it goes through. So you've got the knotting working. It's a gorgeous medium as well for micro macrame, for any kind of kumahimo, anything like that. You can use a couple of strands of it, and it's just loads you can do with it.
For any threading medium. Absolutely brilliant for. This particular 0.3 S-lon thread is fantastic if you like to do soutache.
Yeah.
Because it will take on the majority of the size of the gemstones that you're going to use. It's brilliant for soutache threading. The slightly bigger gauges, the 0.9s, 0.6s, 0.9s, look fantastic kumahimo, macrame, crocheted. Mixing and matching all of the colours together and using them as one is phenomenal. I think but it really is a successful medium S-line. It's beautifully made, and it's specifically made for jewellery makers.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to do a slightly larger design, if you had all 3 of these, like even if you had this sort of separate but a couple of strands of each one, or even had sort of 3, one of each colour and wove through with that. Yeah. And all of these 4 are $7.95 as well, which I think is fabulous.
It's amazing. When I first started my soutache a few years ago, I was buying my S-lon threads at, I think they were £3.50 each.
Wow.
That was the cheapest I could find then.
Wow, so that's
amazing.
Nearly half price then.
Right, so if you just put a little bit of, excuse me, I'm going to use the monofilament because I haven't got anything else to hand. But just put a tiny bit of glue onto whatever you're using. Yeah. I'm going to put the top back on because I don't want that to... Okay? Yeah. And then basically you just need to place the thread on, just like that. Who did that? Tommy Cooper. Just like that. Just like that. And then let that dry. Yeah. Okay? I'm just going to smooth off a little bit of that. Now, I know you can't see it, but the glue is about 1.5 inches long. Yeah, it is, yeah. Let that dry, and obviously, because it's glued, it'll become like a needle. So just find where the glue starts and trim off that soft end there, and that will then stop the S-lon from fraying, because it just will eventually, as you keep on pushing it through. just the wear and tear on going through gemstones, and that's obviously going to cause anything to get manipulated, either bend or fray. But you can keep on doing that. Once that glue itself starts to warm back up again and get a little bit bendy, then just trim off the thread again and do exactly the same again. But that effectively is, my cousin in America told me how to do that. She does a lot of soutache and that, and she said that's what she uses as a homemade needle. And for pearl threading as well.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for that.
That will work. I promise you it will work.
No, that's great.
I'm just going to cut the end off of that. So
that's great because because I think these colours through pearls just look beautiful.
Absolutely. And what it does is it makes your jewellery a little bit more contemporary.
Yeah.
You know, vintage pearls and that are absolutely exquisite in that. But if you sort of want something a little bit more fun, or a little bit more contemporary, or for purpose, then having the coloured threads is great.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Absolutely.
Just something a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I've now threaded on that next 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and pulled them together. And as you can see now, I don't know whether you can actually see, but these 2 now, here, are standing upwards.
Yeah.
Probably can't, but I promise you that these 2 here now are standing upwards. So again, just do this one more time, 2 on one side.
And when you're doing it, do you always have to do 2 on the right, 1 on the left, or 2 on the left?
No, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever.
Cool.
You do tend to do, if you're right-handed, you do tend to effectively do the right-hand side first. I don't know why, but you do. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to remember. A little bit like doing macrame knots, you have to remember quite where you are.
Yeah.
But you don't with this. It doesn't matter as long as it's 2 on one side and 1 on the other.
Cool.
And then the one with the 1 on. You do have to remember that the side with the 1 on is what you thread
it's the one you
through.
Work with.
Yeah, that's the one that you work with and go through the second of the 2. And then again, as you pull them together, that one will then turn around. I don't know whether you can see from that angle now, but those are standing proud.
Yeah.
See, those are standing. That's the centre part. That's the first time I've used top drill pearls to work a ladder weave. The ladder weave is just the same with any gemstone, but again, as I say, you will get these different looks. And that to me is really, really pretty because it just pushes up this last bead that you thread through twice.
Yeah.
It pushes that up proud. And it would make lots and lots of uses. The first thing I thought about doing was actually making about 3 inches or 4 inches of it and making a circle coming back through the little stardust beads and having that as a dropper.
Oh, gorgeous.
But then I thought, well, it looked really nice as a sort of a classic with a contemporary twist pearl necklace as well, just using these top drill pearls. When you've come all the way around doing that, then obviously you finish off and you start again. You've got to put your mirror image of your little stardust beads.
Yep.
And then I think I came around the side with the single pearls then, just up to say to shoulder level, and then continued with a little bit of chain. I just think if you've got that little bit of chain coming up to the clasp, it's just easier for you to do the clasp up. You haven't got the bulk of whatever you're using within the rest of the design.
That's gorgeous.
But that works brilliantly as a bracelet.
Yeah.
You will actually then see.
just stand up as well. Yeah, that's really lovely.
But again, when you're doing a ladder weave, because you've got a uniform amount of thread coming either side of the last gemstone that you've gone through, this is the beauty of jewellery making. You see, with this here now, I could actually stop there, and you see how that's getting sort of a natural bend in it because of that little, the little pearls in the centre are standing proud. I could quite happily now start to just single pearl and use that as a little pendant.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I've got the ability to be able to do that because I've got the uniform amounts of threading material either side of that pearl.
That's lovely.
So it's just about of doing and thinking, I'll stop there and I'll make something different to what I first thought of, and then I'll make what I first thought of then.
I love that. Right, let's have a little look at what we've got here, because you've talked about using pearls, we've talked about having, you said, I would definitely need to swap the chain, have sterling silver in it, because they are such high-end pieces. you want to have those extra components with sterling silver. So here we've got rose gold plated over the sterling silver in the eye pins. Now there's a 40mm drop on that, which means you can create lovely rosary links, lovely wrap loops if you want to. Also there we have got then the gold plating over the sterling silver in the open jump rings. Now these are 6mm in their size, so a nice substantial size to them. For me, this is the sort of size where you could use them as part of a component in a piece, or you could use them actually very decoratively if you want to as well. You are getting 50 of these jump rings. The jump rings are just down here, and you are getting 20 of the eye pins. Again, maybe you could make your own, but to try and find the rose gold over the sterling silver and the yellow gold over the sterling silver, to get 50 of the jump rings, to get 20 of the eye pins, I don't think you could get that and make that at $11.95 for yourself.
No, you're a million miles away.
Yeah.
And the thing about, if we're going back to high-end gemstones and freshwater culture pearls, as we've said earlier, because of the nature of them, they tend to be a slightly finer drill hole in them. You'll find if you're using precious metal findings, by the nature of being precious metal findings, somehow they use a slightly finer gauge. So in other words, if you put that against a sterling silver on copper plated, the copper plated version of that head pin is going to be slightly thicker.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's well worth having them in your stash, because you will come across, you will sort of think, oh, well, no, I can't get that through there, but I know the sterling will. It'll go through. And again, you know, it's great to make the cheaper version for people that are in that price bracket, but able to make exactly the same design, beautiful, attractive design, but in the higher calibre of metals.
And a lot of designers say if they then start selling with precious metals in it, at least sort of £5 goes on it.
Oh, and that's just on, that goes up with the type of piece that you're making. Yeah. I personally, if I was making a single pearl drop earring in a plated copper, I would probably put those on at something around $6.95. If I was using the sterling silver or the gold plated on sterling silver, I would put £10 on that.
Wow. Yeah. Because
it's again, it's perceived, and if you put, again, working within the sort of restrictions of the place where you're selling, you've got to be aware of that all the time. But people will look at something that can't be sterling silver.
That's it,
isn't it? It just can't be. It's
It's
too inexpensive, so it can't be.
I'm
not saying put it up sky high.
No, but don't
make it sensible.
Yeah, don't lose the value of the piece just because of the fact that you've got 70 pieces there at $11.95.
Somebody might just walk past and think that can't possibly be what it's purported to be. But if you put a sort of a reasonable, believable price on it, then I think most people, if they like the design, will definitely pay.
Yeah, definitely. So $11.95 for 50 of those jump rings and 20 of those eye pins. Now, the rose gold as well, you don't see particularly often, although it is very popular and very fashionable. So really nice to have those there. And $11.95 just for sterling silver, especially if you're selling, because a lot of people have some sort of reaction to anything else and want to have sterling silver.
What I've come across over the last few years is that people will wear mixed metal one-piece jewellery, but not many people want to wear mixed metal, say you've got a gold bracelet. Very rarely will you wear a silver necklace and things like that.
Yep.
So, but they will wear mixed metals like gold and different gold coloured in a necklace. So it is a good idea to have the three, the earrings, the bracelet and the necklace, give people the option.
Absolutely. Now, what are you going to show us how to do?
That bow.
Yeah, this gorgeous weave.
That has actually got, excuse me, can you just bring that over a minute? Flipped it over. That's got the cabochon, the little sort of ruby cabochon that's sort of connecting
that's got
the bow to the necklace.
Yeah.
I wondered quite what to do with the cabochon. I thought, well, it's a connector.
Yeah.
So it would have looked fabulous as a connector within the little button pearls. It would look absolutely stunning in that. But I thought I want something just to because it's coming on air, something a little bit more decorative perhaps. So I know there isn't any wire with the kit, but you know, a lot of you have got wire.
Yeah.
But it's just, again, fairly basic. Now, do you know what? I'm not too sure whether I've made this weave up. I probably haven't. But I'm not the best wire worker in the world by a country
though,
mile.
if you have.
I might have made it up, so I'm not going to specify what it is, because to be honest, I've no idea. But it probably has been done before.
I love that. Well, I'm going to say, if anybody does know, text us and let us know. That's what I'm going to say. Or if you've got any other questions, please feel free to send them in. I'd quite like to know what everyone's New Year's resolutions are as well. If I'm honest, I'd quite like to know that. So if you have got any New Year's resolutions, please do message those in as well. You can send your text to 60777, just start with JM Studio, or you can message on the web as well. Love to hear from you. Right, let's have a little look.
Right. This is on woven on or weaving in.
Yeah.
3 lengths of wire. Now I've used 0.8 as the weaving onto wire, and I've used 0.4 as the weaving wire. Now this probably is a weave, but I was just playing around one day, and I just thought I'd quite like to do a bow, and I'd quite like to have some form of a weave. So all I did, take the first length, take more than you think you're going to need, because the bow shape takes up quite a lot. I haven't got an enormous amount here for demonstration purposes, and I have taken the 4mm wire off of the reel. But if you can work from the reel, I won't on air because you have to keep on moving the spool, but it is sensible actually to work from the reel itself.
You don't get any wastage.
Yeah, exactly.
How long did you make these if it was a different length?
If it was a different bow, I'd use a good 30 inches.
Okay.
Okay. So with the base one of the 3, I've just popped my wire on top. Let me go that way. Pop the wire on top. Now I've worked it in about 2 inches from the end. Now it will start to slip as you carry on weaving, but just make sure that before you finish off the whole of the weave that you've got some of this excess on each wire. Okay. So I'm working very close. I can actually remove this now because it's moving everywhere.
Do you know what? Because you're using wire, I'm just going to do these if that's all right.
Wow, yes.
Now these are fabulous, aren't they? I remember when Sammy bought these in. Well, this make-in. Yeah. They're incredibly comfortable. They've got the most fabulous spring back to them, which is why they're so great to work with. So these are micro shear flush cutters with an oval head. But do you have this make? Do you use this make?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They are, again, when I run my Jewellery Maker beginners class, we start off quite rightly with what I use on air. Every time I'm on air, I use our basic toolkit. Yeah. Because that's what I do here. I sort of go down to basics with jewellery making. But I always say to the ladies and the gentlemen on the class that these tools, these basic tools, are great. Okay, but at the end of the day, if and when you can refine the tools and get a better version of the tool that you're using, i.e. round nose pliers, cutters, whatever, then it is an investment. Yeah. Okay.
And I always think, because Sammy says she has to use these because of sort of dexterity issues, but I think if you are making jewellery, whether you're making, especially if you're making loads of it, but even if you're not, why would you not want to make life easier for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you can afford to upgrade your tools, then I would encourage you to do that, because the end product very much relies on the tool that you're working with, i.e. the basic toolkit is great for a beginner.
Of course it is.
And as I say, I use them at home. It's absolutely great. But for something like, when you're going to upgrade to something like this, you can get into the little, what I call the little nooks and crannies. Sometimes there's little areas that you need to snip wire or thread from that is really buried quite deeply. Yeah. And you simply can't get into with a basic tool. So if you can get the right tool for the right job, you will get the exquisite end product in the jewellery.
That's it, absolutely, giving that sort of professional finish to it. Definitely. So the Zircon Micro Shear Flush Cutter Oval Head for $24.95. And like you say, making your life so much easier and giving you that professional finish.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they're just so tactile, these tools are.
Yeah, they feel fab.
I mean, they're years and years in research, these things are, so. Right, so I've
Go for
taken this very first length of the 0.8, I think I'm using, yes, 0.8.
Yeah.
And I have wrapped round, I'm going to wrap round 3 times, literally. Then I'm going to bring in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just going to go, taking the wire on the top of the next one.
Yeah.
I'm going to wire that one into it, but I'm going to come back up through the centre of the 2 wires now. So over and through the centre. Okay, again. So now I've started off with 3 on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's only because I've got the first coil on, the sort of the sort of lock.
Yep.
But we're twisting around twice on all of them. So now I'm coming over the top of that second wire and bringing in the 3rd. Okay, I know that that Sammy and Alison and that, yeah, that's such and such. But I'm not that experienced in wire working at the moment, but I am really enjoying it. And
good.
I love weaving with wire. So now I'm coming over the top of the centre, having wrapped round twice, and I'm going to come onto the top wire now, just to sandwich it in. So come back through between the second and the top one, go over twice, okay, and push them up, keeping them nice and close together. I know these tend to, the actual working onto wire tends to look a little bit sort of ragged, but as the weave progresses, I know I've often noticed with Alison and that, they're going all over, but Alison and Sammy always reassure you that as the weave is pulling the wires together, it's only the weave that you need to concentrate on, and that will tidy itself up.
Yeah, I was going to say that will work itself.
So coming down from the back of the second wire, I'm now coming back to the bottom. So over and push through and getting in quite close. And then coming over to the second wire again. This is why I think I've made it up, because I'm sure that this sort of a burst type comes in from a different direction to where I'm going, but it works.
Yeah, if it works,
so I'm
it works.
over the top and back through.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to bring in the top one. So I'm going to bring the top one down, but then just pick up the 0.4 underneath that one again. So it's just a matter of working on the top of the wire, on the bottom one, and then behind the second one. So I'm coming behind the second one and wrapping around twice, using my nail to sort of butt up, coming back down onto the first one and coming back around. So that just literally, on the bottom and the top wire, I'm working, picking up the wire from the top of it. Yeah. And then the second one down, I'm coming behind. So I'm coming into that one. Yeah. So basically, it's coming together. I don't think you can pick this up now, but you'll probably see it more on the end product. But we're coming in with, the start off is 3, and then we're coming up to the 2, bringing in the top one, coming back down with 2 wraps, coming back down with 2 wraps, and going back up with 2 wraps. Those 2 wraps actually can be as many as you want. It'll just make that weave
just make the
wider.
Gap bigger or smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can do as many as you want.
Cool.
So if you want to bring that one in, then I'll just show you how to bring it in.
This is actually a really, really unusual link of chain. This is gorgeous.
I've not seen that one before.
Yeah, that's really, really pretty. Now we have got a sterling silver chain for you, but for me it's these gorgeous links. They're like ovals and then and rectangles in there, they look like. They're amazing. So we have got sterling silver, rectangular and oval link finished chain, a 4x2. It's about 46 centimetre length. It's got the extender and the clasp in there already. But when you see these, you see sterling silver. You said, oh, I would actually change that and I would put sterling silver on there. There's nothing to say, although it is a chain already made up for you, there's nothing to say that you can't mix that up, change it, add another clasp on, have a bracelet, have a bit of a section of another necklace that you've made. There's nothing to stop you cutting into this and changing the length of it, the style of it.
No, exactly. And don't be too concerned about cutting into a solid link chain.
Yeah.
Okay, you might say, well, I'm going to waste a link. But if you just keep those links, again, they are worth money eventually, and it's astonishing if you just got a tiny little bag of, and you can take them to jewellery quarters and places like that. Just
they
keep
want
them.
their cut-offs,
And they will revert into money again. I know there was a programme on television where a guy had got something like, it was a very small bag of bits of precious metal, and I think it was about as big as a sandwich bag, let's say, and it reverted into £5,000. It was 3 years in the making, mind you.
Still?
But it was £5,000 at the time, and it was an absolute... I'm not saying that's a long time, and he was a professional. But it just means that you will get money for the waste product.
Absolutely. So, and for me, nice and easy to work with. If you wanted to make this into a charm bracelet or a charm necklace, easy to do with these gorgeous links in here. Martha, did you say these were last of stock? Absolutely. Oh, $6.95. $6.95 for a sterling silver necklace. It's already done for you if you want to keep it like that, or mix it up a little tiny bit, and that's fine as well.
Again, these finished chains are beautifully finished. I mean, you can just see here from this sort of part where the clasp is on. There's a signet with you can see the 925 on that little solid jump ring there, and the clasp is beautiful. It's a beautiful finish. You know, in a majority of places, you wouldn't expect to find an extender chain on a chain that was retailing at something like even £20, 25.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect to find an extender on there at all. And again, at the end of the day, if you're making your jewellery and you're selling it, you need to be proud. You need to know that, you know, what you're selling makes you happy.
That's it, absolutely.
In which case, you've got every likelihood that everybody else will be. And this is just a very, very beautiful professional
And it's
chain.
your creativity, isn't it, at the end of the day? You want it to be perfect.
And also, you know, you get to enjoy the product that you're working with. I mean, you know, when Vicky just brought that out there, immediately I thought, well, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, where I had a reaction to it. And it is, it's beautiful. I mean, as you quite rightly say, it can be worn totally on its own, or just one single white pearl.
Oh, yeah, yeah, lovely. That's gorgeous. So well done if you have grabbed that. Right. Are you going to show us how to do the
now I apologise
swirls?
again that I haven't got the full length of weave to work with. I know where I'm going to find that as well. It's in the boot of my car.
Oopsie.
So imagine that this is what I know. I'm sorry, I've had some time off and I've been a bit.
No, don't be daft. Don't be daft.
Get my brain back.
We saw exactly how to do the weave, and we'll see how to do the pattern to it. And that's all you need, isn't it?
Exactly. What we've sort of been poorly, having Christmas and having 4 little under 5s around me the last few days. It's a joy to be back. Sorry, girls.
It's lovely to have you back.
So you've got your weave on a length, a certain length. So just to make the bow, just make sure that you've got your, as I say, your excess before the weave starts, if you want to make those little coils back. And then it's just making a stylised bow. Now it doesn't matter in the least that if you've got a perfect bow in mind, don't have it. Okay, we're going stylised now. So we just bring round into a loop.
Yes.
Okay, just imagine how a bow works. Bring into a loop.
Yeah.
There's the first loop. Okay, and then this excess here, bearing in mind this is meant to be woven, bring it over the top a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay. And then exactly the same on the other side is make another loop.
Yeah.
Right. Again, this is stylised. Bring it to the centre. Now what I'm going to do now is go just where I've crossed over.
Yeah.
I'm going to start crossing over on that one and bringing it back behind and through. Again, this is stylised, okay? So I don't want it to look like, it just looks better somehow being stylised than being the perfect bow, but that's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
So this sort of crossover in the centre, as far as I'm concerned, is fine. But what I'm going to do is, the crossover that's on my left, I'm now going to bring to the right. That'll just make it a little bit more secure. And the left crossover, I'm just going to swerve it through. Sorry, the right crossover, swerve it through to the left. So I've now switched and basically knotted in this centre here. Now, if you imagine that that's all flat with the weave, the weave probably finishes at about there, a little bit lower on that side. So it's just simply a matter of trimming off your excess, different lengths.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. And taking your round nose pliers, make sure they're different lengths, it just somehow works better.
Yeah.
And then taking your round nose pliers, simply coil back and pull, and using the thumb to get yourself a little bit of a curve. Now bearing in mind that these will be like this, these won't be woven, and kick it back. And do exactly the same on this one. Push it down a little to create a curve. Don't forget you're going to tidy it up anyway. Now perhaps this one might look quite good going that way. Trim off these little edges. It's an ongoing design really. You can shorten it, or you can make those a lot more of a curve if you want. Just take those two in that direction. I'm going to take that one round in that direction.
I love it. No, yeah, carry on, love it.
And then, if you imagine that that's in a weave,
yeah.
These might be overly long, they might not, they might quite happily suit you. But then, when you've got your sort of bow shape there, you can always then take all of them and just sort of reshape them a little bit. You can obviously, I mean, I took probably an hour and a half on that bow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is done really, really quickly.
5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a matter of playing with them and just seeing what pleases you.
Yeah.
And then all I did then was I got a jump ring.
Yeah.
I got one of the little strands down here and slightly loosened it up a bit. I slipped my jump ring in, brought that back down to knit and took it back underneath. Got my jump ring there just to attach onto, excuse me, I tried to swallow that cough.
Are you right?
Onto the little cabochon connector, and then obviously the little connector then went into the sort of rosary chain link.
Yeah.
The eye pins that Vicky was just showing would be absolutely perfect.
They would be perfect,
wouldn't they? Thread.
Do you know what I was just thinking? You know, we were talking about mixed metals, how you could have the initial sort of shape of it like your 3 strands, or your 3 lengths of wire, and then weave with a different colour.
Yes.
Or vice versa, like you could have, I don't know, like an antique bronze and weave with a copper, or...
Yeah, well, there's a famous maker watches that do that, don't they? They use the mixed metals around the bezel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that definitely will work.
Love it. Look at this colour.
Astonishing, isn't it?
Do you know what? I loved it. I'm going to just grab a couple of strands of these because I think these together would look amazing. Here we've got deep purple duo. Indeed, they are. We've got purple freshwater culture pearls. They are 10 by 8. For me, I love this colour. This colour is so beautiful, and it's such a go-to colour, isn't it, purple? So it's bright, it's sort of almost like an electric purple. We don't necessarily have to use an entire strand of it. You could just use maybe a couple of feature pieces, maybe. If you had sort of just a little drop, maybe, you might want to use just one of these, and I think they look amazing with the white.
They do, they look astonishing.
If I'm honest.
For me, seeing those violet coloured pearls now, immediately I'm just taken back to the amethyst chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you had, popping the amethyst, the purple pearls into that amethyst chain as well
that'd
as
be lovely.
Would be beautiful.
Yeah, and so high end as well. You've got pearls, you've got natural amethyst, you've got gold with sterling silver. I mean, just incredible. I do love though these 2 colours.
Beautiful.
Pop together. I think they just seem to work so nicely together. It's the depth of that purple against the white. I just think it's fabulous. Really, really beautiful. Like I said, sometimes you might feel that the purple might be a bit too much of the colour, but you only have to use one and use it as a feature, and those 2 strands will last and last and last.
Yeah, exactly.
Or go for it. You might like the more modern approach to pearls and go for that gorgeous purple.
Well, if you've got it's still in even for winter, I think, a lot of the multi-floral fabrics and the sort of chintzy look fabrics.
Yeah.
That are multicoloured. Well, it's perfect then, isn't it?
And
perfect.
both of those are £7.95.
Wow.
Both of those are £7.95, so certainly worth grabbing. And like I say, you only have to use 1 or 2 if you want, but just as a little drop earring, still a pearl. Gorgeous modern look to it because you've got that classic pearl and then you've got the modern twist in the fact that it's given that pop of colour. But 2 strands are £7.95. It's like £4 for a strand of pearls. It's crazy. And they're still freshwater culture pearls, just given a purple colour.
Absolutely.
They are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Or maybe mix it, that with a bit of a black spinel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Absolutely.
Really stunning.
I think it was, it was way before Christmas. I was reading an article about pearls. And more of the modern designers now, sort of years and years and years ago, people were sort of using clear gemstones and that. And I think Steve Bennett had like the foresight to sort of enjoy coloured gemstones, which is his thing. And it's happening with pearls now, apparently, that more and more designers are using and commissioning more pieces from coloured pearls.
Yeah. I'm just going to have a little look at this. So, if you've got their pearls, $7.95. We talked earlier about using the Eslon. You showed us how
to make the needle.
How fabulous to make the needle. Now, I'm just going to pop this out because I saw Silver Elvin. Oh, there we go. Demonstrate this on air, and it's so super easy. So
there's
easy.
There's a little VT I think that we've got with this particular one that Hannah did.
So it's got, just take that. Yes, there is. You're very, very right. It is Hannah. It is Hannah, and it's so easy to use. You wrap the knot around, it then comes through,
and that pushes,
and then that pushes it up, and that's what creates the knot. It does mean you can do it without, but this does mean that you get the most perfect finish. It means that not doing it completely by hand means you can get it as close to that gem. If you're doing it in pearls, close to that gem. This is $8.95. This is last of stock. There's only 17 of these. Now, I know that if you go to somebody to get them done, they might charge per knot, and it's crazy money. It's crazy money to have it knotted by somebody else. But with this, it's a $8.95 one-off, and then you just do as many necklaces or bracelets or whatever that you like.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a tool that once you've started to use it, it becomes just, therapeutic.
Yeah.
You continue, and knotting pearls is the classic route of threading pearls. And obviously, as we all know, if you broke a strand of pearls that weren't knotted, you might lose the majority of them. If you break a strand of pearls that are knotted, you're only likely to lose one. Yeah. Of them anyway, so that was the reason years ago that why pearls were knotted with silk and that.
And it protects the pearls as well, doesn't it? Because it's an organic gem, they don't rub next to each other.
Rubbing next to,
so that's brilliant.
one another as well. And this was, as you quite rightly said, it will give you what you're looking for. If you've got sort of an initiated eye and you're looking for uniform knots, the best way to achieve those is with a pearl knotting tool.
Absolutely, yeah, and you just saw the FIFO results there coming through from people that have bought this. It's easy to use, it's just what they needed. It means it gives that real sort of professional finish to it. So knotting tool at $8.95, totally worth grabbing. Let's pop that up there. We have got lots and lots of deals coming up after the break. We have got the deal of the day coming up. That's that beautiful aquamarine. The challenge, we will see how you've got on with that. That was the green pearls and the green amethyst. So lots more coming up. Please don't go anywhere because we'll see you after the break and see you in a moment.
If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewellerymaker.com.